Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. World Cup is back. It is France versus Argentina in the first knockout game of this World Cup. One of them will be going home. Which way are you going with this one? I can tell you now, people will be saying, why, Mark, are you wearing an Italian top? Well, Italy's close to France, and also Italy has good connections with Argentina in relation to immigration from Italy to Argentina. So you could say I'm supporting both teams. I'm not, but yeah, something a little bit in between, I suppose. So how are we all doing? It's good to have the World Cup back, isn't it? It is good to have it back. Even for one day missing, it just felt like it was too long. So good to have it back. Don't know whether I would say the French are the favourites in this game. Massively hindered by their coach. Giroud, I believe, is starting again, and Matuidi on the left-hand side. So, yeah, let's go through the teams. Lloris, Pavard, Varane, Umtiti, Hernandez, Kante, Pogba, Mbappe, Griezmann, Matuidi and Giroud. Dembele on the bench. And, yes, onto the Argentinian team. Armani, Mercado, Otamendi, Rojo, Tagliafico, Perez, Mascherano, Banega, Pavon, Messi, Di Maria. So, interesting in this game that we get no Aguero or Higuain in this game. We've had Aguero start and Higuain on the bench. We've had Higuain start and Aguero on the bench. And today we've got both Aguero and Higuain on the bench. Of course, Dybala's on the bench. That's to be expected. So another change from Argentina. I wonder whether Messi will play centrally, sort of as a false striker, a false nine, with Pavon and Di Maria either side of him, and a midfield three of Mascherano, Perez and Pavon. Because the midfield with Kante in it of France is obviously a threat, isn't it? So let's see how that goes. So everybody get involved, subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner, and please share the video. Got two good games for you today. We got Uruguay and Portugal coming up at 7 o'clock, Ronaldo versus Suarez. But first of all, we got Messi versus Pogba, and the winners will play the winners. So we could see, I think a lot of people think it'll be Pogba-Suarez in the quarterfinal, but could we get Messi-Ronaldo in the quarterfinal? Could we get Ronaldo-Pogba in the quarterfinal? Could we get Messi-Suarez in the quarterfinal? We'll get one of them. Well, we might not do, actually, because there are yellow cards floating around, and that is of note as we go into this game. Now, I'm pretty much sure that there are... that Pogba, I don't think Pogba's got a yellow card, but Messi and Ronaldo both do have yellow cards. So that is of interest. And as I look at the team, yes, Mercado, Rojo, Otamendi, Tagliafico as a back four, Perez, Mascherano, Banega as a midfield three, and Pavon, Messi and Di Maria as the front three, which is pretty much as we expected it. Just had a couple of people there asking me some questions around where Pavon and Perez play for Argentina. Well, Pavon's more of a wide player and Perez is more of a midfield player. And Pavon plays for Boca Juniors and Perez plays for Boca Juniors as well. So both playing in the country of their country. So yes, that's pretty much what's happening there. We'll all know a lot about the French. And anyway, let's have a look at who people want to win. Afternoon, Mark. Yesterday was a dark day without football, says Mark Moon. Especially was with the Fellaini news as well, which is why I'm so glad the World Cup's back, to take my mind off those sort of things. I want France to win. I'm a Manchester United fan and England fan, says Salim Hussein. Yes, that's an interesting one. I mean... I don't know. You know what? I think I want Argentina to win, which is ridiculous. Absolutely. You can only go with how your heart feels. And I know it's wrong because Argentina and England, we've got that whole hand of God thing. Although, to be honest, that was, 30 years ago? I mean, you've got to move on from that, haven't you? And I just think I don't like France because I don't like Deschamps. I would hate to see Deschamps lifting the World Cup as some sort of justification about what he's about. So I do like Pogba and I want Pogba to have a good game. But in the context of Deschamps, I mean, he's got Matuidi playing as a left winger and he's got Martial sat on a beach. It's just silly. Open it wide. And I want France to lose so we can sign Fekir quicker. This is K YouTube. I presume you're a Liverpool fan, Kate. In fact, I remember that you are. Come on, France and Portugal, says Tyler Fretis. Yeah, I do want Portugal to win later. I'll be honest about that. I do want them to win later. Argentina for Kieran Byrne. Never support the Argies, says Evil127. Yeah, I totally agree with that. So I'm probably more neutral. I think if France come and steamroller Argentina, then I'd have to respect it, to be honest. So I'm intrigued though because it's two big teams. Kato Ellis, the only Pogba comments I've seen is that defending himself. France don't deserve to be in the last 16 in my opinion, so I hope Argentina smash them out of the World Cup, says Rogvi. That's an interesting one. I don't think France have played well, but I don't know whether I'd say they don't deserve to be there. They got the points, didn't they? Come on, Rojo, says Jack Brown, and Kante will be important for France today. I think that is the area that I think France can win this game because Argentina's midfield, I mean, they've got Mascherano in there. I think he's playing in China now, isn't he? And he wasn't even a midfielder in his end of days at Barcelona. So I think that is the area where Kante really can cause some problems. So, yeah. I think that will be the case, if I'm honest. Oh, what's going on here? So I'm just doing my picks for this game. Picks for the knockout round of full time plus any required extra time. Any match going to penalty shootouts will be scored as a draw. So I'm going to say, I don't know what to go with this game. See, France don't score many goals either. That's very, very true. Uruguay don't concede many goals either. So they could be quite tight games, these. And that is the fear. I mean, that is the fear going into this this knockout stage. I think we've had a brilliant, fantastic group stage. I don't think anybody could say that we haven't. It's been great. And I think a lot of people have talked about, is this the best World Cup ever? And all I've said all along is that, look, it's been a very, very good World Cup. And but it will all come down to this group stage. And unfortunately, as a little bit of a heads up, group stages can be really good, and knockout stages can suddenly become very, very cagey. And the reason for that is it's a bit like the Premier League, if you think about it. When you've had a really good, up until maybe March time, if it's a tight Premier League race, everyone's playing free flow football. You get to April and May, and it's like nervy time. It's like, we just want to get over the line, and it can get a little bit negative, a little bit pragmatic, a little bit grind out. You don't get many teams really going for it. Now, hopefully, because we've got a lot of teams in this tournament who are the sort of smaller teams, hopefully we will get that a little bit more. But I hope we're going to see that. I'm good, Luca. How are you? In relation to England-Colombia, we've got to wait till Tuesday night for that. But if anybody's been watching these, and remember, we do a watch-along for every single World Cup game, so subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner if you're new. Colombia were one of my tips to do well in this tournament. So I've got a lot of time for Colombia, and they were one of my tips. Obviously, I support England, and I want England to win. But for those people who are concerned about it, I don't think Colombia are the team I thought they were. They were very good against Poland, but they were struggling against Senegal. They struggled against Japan. Even with 10 men, they couldn't really pass the ball about, and they looked a bit clumsy at the back. So I think England can win that game. I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be a good game, but I think England can win it, and I'm confident that England will win that because I don't think Colombia are at the level I thought they were going to be. But that will take care of itself on Tuesday night. Edwin Castro says that top you're wearing looks tight. It's the fit, mate. I can't remember what year this is from. I've had it quite a while, but I can't remember. It was a tight fitting Italian top, so it's nothing to do with my waistline. And I'm wearing it, as I said, because Italy's close to France and Italy's got good connections with Argentina, so it's a little bit on the fence, I suppose. Brazil and France will be in the World Cup final, says Donald Power. They won't, mate. You know what? I'll bet my mortgage on it. I'll absolutely bet my mortgage that Brazil and France will not be in the World Cup final. I'll bet anything you want me to bet. Absolutely anything. Brazil and France will not be in the World Cup final. Do you want to know why? Because they're in the same side of the draw. They can't be. They can't. France and Brazil cannot play the World Cup final. It's impossible. They can play the semi-final, but they cannot play the final because they're in the same side of the group. So Brazil, France is not a possibility. Spain, France is a possibility. France, England's a possibility. Croatia, France is a possibility. But Brazil, France is not a possibility. And Brazil, Brazil, Portugal, Brazil, Uruguay, Brazil, Argentina. They can only get as far as the semi-finals before they meet each other. Joel Merry says, I've got the same Italian top. It's about 15 years old. Yeah, that'd be about right, mate. That would be about right. Because it's got 3 stars on it as well on there, which I think they've won it. They've got 4 now, haven't they? So, or maybe they haven't. How many times have Italy won the World Cup? How many times? Please do share the video, bottom right hand corner. Get involved with the channel. We are doing a World Cup watch along for every single World Cup game. Really excited to be in the knockout stage. I think we've got 2 really good games today as well. I mean, what is the worst game of the knockout stage? I think they're all massively interesting because you're playing for a quarter-final spot, aren't you? Abid says Argentina will win. Sarah thinks that Belgium will win. Well, Belgium are in the same side of the draw as this as well. So Belgium's route to the final. Okay, Japan, but maybe Brazil quarter-final. Possibly France or Portugal semi-final. Then possibly England, hopefully, or Spain final. So if Belgium win the World Cup, they're going to deserve it. This side of the draw is very, very difficult. I think Belgium-Japan is probably the most lacklustre game of the tournament because you'd expect Belgium to win that. But once it's beyond that, this is a difficult side. And this is the side of the draw that England avoided and got a lot of criticism for. So it is the tougher side of the draw. And there will be a lot of focus on how these teams do, because you get through one result and it might not necessarily get you through the next, if that makes sense. But it's going to be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Okay. That's interesting. Oh yeah, we're okay. 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 So give us your thoughts in the live comments. Who you think's going to win? Who you think's not going to win? We are we're about 8 minutes away from kickoff. I just hope, from my point of view, I just hope we're going to get a game that's watchable and interesting, and maybe an early goal would help in that. I don't want to see a territorial battle, but unfortunately Deschamps is a negative manager. Very, very interested. Very well, Chris Windle. I hope you are as well. Very interested to see how Pogba does. I mean, the great thing is, if you're a Manchester United fan, or you're an Atletico Madrid fan, or you're a PSG fan, or you're a Chelsea fan, you know, with Kante and Giroud, and if you're a Spurs fan with Lloris, if you've got a player that you like that plays for France, what an interesting few weeks it could be, because they're going to have to do it. They're going to have to do it. They can't hide. As I said, France, if they win this, they're going to play Portugal probably, or Uruguay. If they win that, they're going to play Brazil or Belgium. And if they win that, they're probably going to play Spain or hopefully in England or Croatia in the final. So if France win this World Cup, they're going to deserve it. And if France win this World Cup, we're probably going to see the full potential of the people like your Griezmanns and your Pogbas. So it's really, really, really exciting, this side of the draw. And yeah, very, very much looking forward to it, and I hope you all are as well. I'll give you my score prediction in a minute. I always do it at full time before we kick off. So remember, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, we're doing a watch along for every single World Cup game. Get involved, have your say, the match chat, and we've not even mentioned VAR yet, have we? VAR is obviously going to raise its head in the knockout stages. And it's all right in the group stage, isn't it? It's all right the knockout stage. It's all right in the group stage, VAR. It's a bit of fun. In the knockout stages, it could be the difference between winning and staying in the tournament and going home. So let's see what happens. And I think Argentina were probably the worst team I saw in the group stage for going after the referee with the box. So let's see if we see a little bit more of that in this tournament, or not, as the case may be. What's wrong? Bring them back to me. I want them. So it's sunny here, and there's people walking through, and there are children walking through, and somebody's nicked my sunglasses that somebody else was meant to have. So we're solving things like that. High chance of penalties in this match, says Oasis Times. 2-1 for me, says Sager. VAR for life, says Wim Diddy. Di Maria is finished, says Jack Brown. That's the problem, isn't it? That is the problem, that Mascherano is probably finished as well. They were meant to be shared. And Sampolo asked Messi for permission in the last game to bring Aguero on, says Kieran Byrne. It's terrifying, isn't it? And I don't think Argentina will go far in this tournament, even if they were to manage to get through this group. I just don't think they will. But having said that, we have had World Cups in the past where unrated teams have somehow managed to fight their way through games. I mean, Argentina did it in 1990, to be fair. They did that and lost the final. Germany did it in 2002 and lost the final. Xander will be on in a minute, Tom Austin, and hoping for a great game, says Xander Vicky. And 9 years ago today, Antonio Ventura joined the Premier League and he still can't cross a ball, says Jamie. And don't want Ronaldo versus Messi quarter-final. The Twitter bile will not be tolerable, says Sanath. Well, we could get that. If Argentina win and Portugal win today, we get Messi versus Ronaldo, which, the World Cup being the World Cup, they will absolutely make a big deal of it. Why wouldn't they? There's probably more Argentinians playing in France than there is French players, isn't there, as well? I'm trying to think, going through the lineups. Is there any French players that play in France? Mbappe, one. Argentina, they've definitely got one in Di Maria at PSG. I don't know how many others they've got. Kenneth Hoagland is really looking forward to both of today's matches. My prediction is an Argentina 3-1 win. Anything can happen, underdogs. Bark at the stage, says Salim Hussein. Croatia will reach the final. They are the consistent team so far, says Ian Mark. Well, Croatia in the same side of the tournament as Spain. And I think they play each other in the quarterfinals if they win their game. So, good to see. Messi looks a little bit happier in this game, doesn't he? Whereas I think in the first two games he didn't look very happy. So we might see the real Messi. Dybala should be starting, says Daniel Steen. I think we've all wanted to see a little bit of Dybala in this tournament, haven't we? But it's not quite gone that way, to be honest. I'd like to have seen a bit of Dybala as well, but we haven't. So, you know, that's down to them, isn't it? It's down to them. It's not down to us. We don't get what we want. And I wanted to see a bit of Dybala, I've got to be honest with you. But there we go. Matuidi playing as a left winger. I just don't get it. I just don't get how you've got Anthony Martial, you've got Dembele, who's part of the squad, and you put Matuidi on the left wing. It just tells you everything about... I mean, if you were the boss of France, and I was the boss of France, I look at that talent, and I look at the talent he's left at home as well. Coman, Lacazette, Martial, who's the guy who used to play for West Ham? Forget his name. They've left some real good talent at home. And I think he might have been injured actually, Payet. But he puts Matuidi on the left wing. And that just shows you everything about Deschamps. They've got some brilliant attackers. And he puts Matuidi on the left wing because he's a defensive coach. Who do you think will win, Marcus, says Rob Barker. I'm sure he'll let you know. Higuain, Aguero and Dybala on the bench. Wow, says Kieran Byrne. Exactly. You know, Argentina are not doing that well. But Argentina have got that sort of talent on the bench. It's crazy stuff, isn't it? So I've got Xander joining me today. I know Xander has been doing some of the streams, but he is a little bit behind. And I was going to be watching this game anyway, so I just thought, you know what, I'll run it and we can get Xander on as audio, who should be with me now. Are you here, Xander?
I am, mate. How you doing?
Good, thanks. Good.
Good.
Paul Young's here. Living in the hand of the Harman people. He says that Dembele was injured for 6 months. All the more reason to take Martial. I was just talking there about Matuidi on the left wing again for France. Just shows what a defensive fool Deschamps is. But what are you thinking about? I mean, then again, you look at the Argentinian bench: Higuain, Dybala, and Aguero, and apparently Argentina are crap. So what's your feelings on this game? And you know, what does your head say? What does your heart say?
I've watched, as many of you guys know, I've watched France a few times this World Cup so far, and it's just been an absolute snore fest. As you say, Deschamps is a very defensive manager. To stick Matuidi on a left wing and leave Martial on the beach, as you say, is just absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? They're boring to watch. They're so pragmatic, and at times, I hate to say it, but it's like watching United play. It's just boring, laboured, and slow. So, you know, I don't want them to go through. I saw a tweet earlier saying that that person hopes Argentina goes through, because France haven't added anything to the World Cup. No flair, no excitement, no real goals either. So, yeah, but I'd like Argentina to go through and just get that full Deschamps knocked out of this World Cup.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of Paul Pogba, and if Paul Pogba does well, obviously being a Manchester United fan, that's a great thing for me and for Manchester United. But I do agree with everything you've just said there. The timer's up and running, Mark. You should be able to see it underneath the score, so you can sync in with where we are. But early free kick here for Argentina. No, it's given to France, actually. I just want to see an early goal. I don't want to. I worry that this great World Cup that we've had so far could be ruined by the. We get into the knockout stages and everyone goes a little bit in themselves. Aguero's not playing, Kevin, because he's been benched. No Higuain or Aguero. I think he's gone with 3 in the midfield, and he'll play Messi as a false 9.
I think Argentina can do anything on their day. We saw it when it got to crunch time, not only in this World Cup, but in the qualifiers as well. When it was squeaky bum time, Lionel Messi, when he wants to turn up, he can do anything on his day. So, look, I know Argentina have been poor so far, but, there's always a chance. They're not a bad side, as you say. If you look at their bench, it's a ridiculous amount of talent they got in their squad, so I wouldn't count them out of it.
Yeah, and just looking at the start from Argentina as well, I know that a lot of things were saying it was going to be a 4-3-3. It's actually more a 4-2-3-1. You've got Mascherano and Perez, and then you've got Di Maria, Pavon and Banega, and then you've got Messi sort of up on his own, who will drop into that midfield as well. So they are. To be honest, I think that's a very clever move by Argentina, whether it's Messi the manager or whether it's their manager, because they would have got torn apart, and they may still get torn apart in the midfield because Mascherano is not the player he was before. So Argentina, to be fair, are looking at putting some bodies into that midfield, and Messi will drop in there, and so Messi's like a false 9, really.
Yeah, I think that's where he works the best. To be honest, he's not an out and out striker. He's not an out and out winger. I think Messi roaming, where he can pick up the ball and sort of use his football intelligence to pick up spaces, is Messi at his best. So I think that's probably a wise decision.
Well, it's very equal this first couple of minutes. A bit of a foul there from Pogba.
So is Pogba playing in the midfield too then?
Yeah, so they play Pogba and Kante in the midfield too. Matuidi to the left, Mbappe to the right, Griezmann sort of supporting Giroud.
That makes no sense to me whatsoever. Look, I like having Giroud and Griezmann up front, but surely you play Matuidi in midfield 3 with Kante and Pogba, and then stick Mbappe and Ousmane Dembele on either wings and Griezmann up front.
Yeah,
that's the way I'd go. I do like having Giroud there, because a big criticism for me of France in their first game against Australia was that every time they got the ball out wide, they went straight back in the middle, and that's very easy for teams to defend against. The reason they did that was because they had no big man in the box to get on the end of crosses. So Giroud in this team is good, but just I think you get the best out of Matuidi and Pogba in a midfield 3, and then you get to play Ousmane Dembele and Mbappe as well. So that's the way I'd go.
Yeah, I do agree.
Messi's a wonderful player, though, isn't he? And look, the thing is, right, we're talking about Messi, when it's crunch time, he'll turn up. But my issue with Messi is that he has to switch it on. For me, Ronaldo's always got it on, And why is Lionel Messi not applying himself 100% in each game? Because he's not, is he? But, when he does, he changes the games. But when he doesn't, he sort of goes a bit missing. So, yeah, that's a mindset thing, I think, with Messi.
I think there's a lot of pressure on France, though. I mean, Mbappe will score, says Palash. Score prediction from both. I'll ask Sander his in a minute. I think I went a draw. I think I went 1-1 and penalties, actually. But I think that Paul Pogba's got to turn up in games like this. And as a United fan, he's hit and miss. But he's got to turn up in games like this. If he wants to be a world-class midfielder, he's got to turn up in games like this. And but that's reflective of France as well. It's a lovely ball here, and slipped into, I think is it Di Maria cross? No, it's a shame, that bit of a waste. But it was a nice slide rule pass that got him in. It was behind Varane on the left hand side, but his final ball wasn't quite good enough. Let's go. What was your squad prediction, Xander?
It's really difficult to call, isn't it? Because France, that they haven't been fantastic. They have been grinding results out, though. And Argentina have been nothing less than shocking, haven't they? They've been awful. But I do think Argentina are going to turn up. I'm going to go 3-2 Argentina win.
Interesting.
Just because I think they're never gonna keep a clean sheet. We can all agree on that, right? The way they're gonna win games is outscore the opposition. So I'm hoping Argentina can beat France 3-2 today. That's what I'm hoping.
I hope we get some goals. I don't look. We were talking about that a few minutes ago. For those people who've joined us a little bit late, we've had a great start to this World Cup. The group stage is probably one of the best World Cups we've ever had, and we've got a few teams that have come through who are shocks, and that dream is alive for some of us, that we're going to get somebody who's never won the tournament to win it before, or England, which would be great personally. But I can tell you now, I've watched plenty of World Cups, and the knockout stage can suddenly drop in relation to the entertainment level because it matters so much. You know, if you lose a game, you're out. And if you offered any of these teams the opportunity to grind your way to a World Cup, they'll take it rather than play entertaining football. So it's just how it's going to go. And I just hope we get some entertaining games. And the first two games we're going to get today, in some ways, aren't the ideal games because Uruguay don't concede goals, Portugal don't concede goals, and then Argentina and France. I mean, you know, Argentina, you never know what you're going to get, but France never let the horses run free, so to speak. So we need to get some momentum from this. And talking of momentum, please do subscribe to the channel. We are doing a World Cup watch along for every single game. We have done every single game so far. We're into the knockout stage now, so get involved in the match chat. Doesn't matter where you're from, who you're from, and where you are, who you support. Everybody's involved. Hopefully we've got people going for France. Hopefully we've got people going for Argentina. And when we get some of those big moments in the game, we can have some big debates. Like here, I don't think that's a foul. I don't think that's a foul on Mbappe. Sliding tackle by Mascherano.
Give me a second.
Looks like he gets the ball as we watch it back. No, it doesn't get the ball for me, actually. Free kick, says Manchester United is my city. And it was a free kick. Fair play.
I've spilt my Fanta Limon. So I've got to clear it up and I've got to get my charger as well. Give me 30 seconds, mate.
Oh, Fanta Lemon is such a Spanish thing. We don't really get it in the UK. Please do share the video, everybody. Bottom right hand underneath the video, there's a share button. Share it on Twitter, on Facebook. And as I say, if you are new, subscribe to the channel. Bottom right hand corner. That's Football is the fan community for everybody. It doesn't matter who you support or where you're from. Like I say, we want the debates. We want the interaction. We want when it goes to VAR and all that lot. We want you all to give your thoughts. Good free kick position here for Paul Pogba. Exactly, says Darani. Pogba 1-0, I'm telling you. And Awesome Guy says it is a foul, bro. Look. I ain't a robot. I ain't Mr. VAR. I saw the tackle. I thought he made a tackle. I watched it back. It wasn't. It was a free kick. No issues with that. It definitely was a free kick. Pogba's going to score, says Louise O'Donoghue. Pogba, says JJ Domingo. Pogba screaming, says Aaron Chan. Well, Pogba is behind this free kick. Let's see what he does. Up and over the wall, into the top corner. Are we ready for a bit of Pog boom? Onto the bar! Pog bar! Not Pog boom, Pog bar from the free kick. He got it almost right.
Last season, he just kept it in the bar, didn't he, for United?
Yeah. Well, it was perfect, to be honest. A player of his quality should be doing what he just did there. And unfortunately, didn't put it in the net. But it was definitely Pog bar and not Pog boom. But France will take a bit of momentum from that, which is good. They've started off. They're coming after this now. It's opening up a bit, this game, which is good to see. I've not seen that free kick back again yet, but it looked like he got it perfectly outside the box, over the wall from the free kick. Smacked the bar. Keeper can't do anything about it when it's like that.
Wasn't it Griezmann that took it?
Oh, it was Griezmann, not Pogba.
I've just seen it back now. I'm just seeing it because I'm a little bit behind you, and I was like, "What are you on about?" Clear differences in Griezmann and Pogba there.
Yeah. That's what happens when you watch the ball and don't watch the actual shot.
I think that's what you were hoping to happen. Marcos Rojo starting, is he? I think he is, yeah. Does anyone know where Mascherano is playing now? Is he in China?
Yes, he is, yeah.
Big old paycheck.
Griezmann just ruined it as well. That would have been such a good statement, Pogba.
Yes, you loved that as well. You were all over that.
As Big Boss Fredo said, Mark just wanted to say Pogba. I did.
Yeah.
But you know what? That just shows the human eye, doesn't it? I was so convinced Pogba was taking the free kick. I took no notice of the fact that I didn't even look at the kicker. I was just like watching the ball. And Pogba would have scored it, you see.
You were all over Pogba, but you were halfway through tweeting that out, weren't you?
I actually did tweet it out. That's the sad thing. Here's Mbappe on a bit of a breakaway, showing his pace. Lovely. What pace that is. I don't know. That was stupid. Penalty. That's outside the box, though. What shit? Get rid of bloody Rojo. That was absolutely stupid.
Is it a penalty?
Yeah.
Is it not gone to VAR if it's outside, surely? Well, we'll get the right decision regardless, because it'll go to VAR if it is wrongly given. Fucking Rojo!
Fucking... Well, it's outside the box, the foul.
Not fucking Stoke! Anyway, he's coming... Yeah, I'm just watching it now. That's never... Oh, I don't know, yeah. As you say, the contact is outside, but he carries it inside the box, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I don't know how far it works, but surely it starts off where the first counter-attack was.
Well, I guess if he touches him outside, but then he actually trips him up inside, then it's obviously a penalty, isn't it?
Yeah. Sally says not a penalty. It's outside the box, says Kieran Byrne. I don't know whether his foot catches him into the box.
Well, you've just seen Mbappe's quality there. I think that's a penalty, to be honest. I think.
Well, they're not. VAR are happy with it being a penalty anyway, aren't they? So, Hursty says it's inside the box.
It's both. He catches him outside and inside.
Yeah.
It's great play that by Mbappe. I mean, we're slating Rojo a little bit now, but you can't take anything away from Mbappe there. Fantastic bit of pace.
Well, it's definitely a penalty anyway. And Ben France, with the aptly name, says that's a penalty. But I don't know what Rojo was doing. Jack Lorenz's. Why was he doing it? He was actually drifting wide. There was no reason to do the tackle anyway. It was just absolutely shocking defending by Rojo. So, but fair play to France. They've opened the game up a little bit in the first few minutes here, and they should be leading 1-0. Griezmann to take it.
Well, is he a contender for Ballon d'Or?
And he scores it. Griezmann just rolls it in to the left of the keeper, to the right of the keeper, and it is a goal. The second trip is the penalty, says Xander. Yeah, I think that's what I think. I think the arm across sort of isn't effective, and then he catches him. So 1-0 to France. Anyway, we've got an early goal. That's exactly what we want. I don't know whether the early goal works well going to France though, because they might just.
Well,
I don't see a foul in the box though. I don't think he actually catches him with the foot. I think it's outside the box for me. But
what hopefully this early goal does is it just sends a little bit of stress into Argentina and makes them properly go for it, which hopefully would open the game up a little bit.
Hursty says an early goal makes it good. It was a stupid, clumsy tackle by Rojo. I agree. And the speed of Mbappe, Jesus, says Jack Brown. He is super fast, isn't he?
Yeah. It was a great bit of play there by Mbappe. I
don't think Dr. 9 says that's outside the box.
It was a good penalty as well, game to keep the eyes.
Big Boss says he pulled it. Look, the reality is penalty's been given. I just think at the end of the day, I don't think we can all disagree with the fact that Rojo was just stupid. Absolutely stupid defensively. It was a stupid tackle. He'd shown him down the right-hand side so he couldn't come central, but then he decides to try and put a stupid foul in. He's never going to make a tackle on him at that point. So, stupid, but we've got the early goal, and hopefully we'll get another goal.
Didier Deschamps needs to start speaking to Jurgen Klopp, because Jurgen Klopp's got his teeth sorted out, and now I think Deschamps need the same dentist as him. Awful dental situation he's got, Deschamps.
My favourite French player would have to be Pogba, because he plays for United. Teddy? Remember, subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. Hopefully we've got a few new people joining in today. We're doing watch-alongs for every single World Cup game. It's only taken 14 minutes for us to get our first debate point as well. I think the majority are saying it was a penalty, and I think the majority are saying that Rojo was just... What was Rojo doing, really? I don't think it was a red card for me, and that's why Rojo should never have made the bloody challenge, because he wasn't running through into a goal-scoring position. He was going wide.
He's a bit of a muppet, isn't he, Rojo?
Well,
he's decent.
It just shows to me why he shouldn't play for United first team.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it was a good goal the other day, and fair play to him, but, you know, he's not good enough defensively, is he? I'll never forget when he two-footed those players 2 games in a row.
Yeah, and didn't get a red once, did he?
No.
Neil White says that it looks like Messi's sulking already. Well, you know, he's got a long time left in this game, so he needs to get his head around it a little bit. It was a penalty. These things happen. Move on. Jordan Curley says, I hope Argentina score. I hope Argentina score for the good of the game. Yeah. Oh, imagine if we get another goal, 1-1 in the next 10 minutes. We're moving into that territory I want us to move into, which is like open games in the knockout stage. So that would be good.
Yeah, I think an early goal is always going to be key in making the game open.
0-0 for Rojo.
Is Maradona at the game, or is he still in hospital after that? After the bender he went out on? Did you see him? He did not look clean.
I'm sure if he is there'll be cameras on him at some point, but
he did not look sober.
That's a corner. Corner to Argentina. Kwesi Brown says that Messi's playing deep now. Man United is my... I thought it was a corner. It hit the French player. The Snake's taking the corner, says Darani. I think we all know who that is.
Is it Di Maria?
Mm-hmm. Barani says now France will park the bus. That's the problem. And counter-attacked Argentina's slow defenders. Yes, the game could be set in that sense. I mean, France have got a lot of players playing very deep now, which is... a little bit... there's plenty of time left in the game, though.
Have they got much height from set pieces, Argentina?
Otamendi and Rojo, really.
Yeah, so they're not too threatening from set pieces, are they, then?
No.
So France should be able to deal with that with the likes of Giroud, Titi, Varane.
Dej says he's just got in. Is it a good game so far? Well, we've got a goal.
Yeah. And going up the other end as well, mate. Like, obviously, Argentina, if you're not good, attacking corners, you're not going to be very good defending them either. So that's something that France can look at.
Yeah, Manchester Skulls 18 is right. France do park the bus anyway.
Oh, it's horrible. I went on a big old rant about them against Peru. I hate them. It's so awful to watch.
Here we go. Mbappe's in again here. It's given a free kick again for Mbappe. I think this ref is French. Bloody hell. He's given absolutely everything. I mean, to be fair, I think that's a penalty if it's on... I think it's a penalty. If they go VAR with this, it's a penalty, I reckon. Lovely ball by Pogba into Mbappe. Stunning ball. And no, it's outside the box. And it is, to be fair, it is a free kick.
I don't want to see France just run rampant in this game.
Pogba and Mbappe are just destroying the Argentina at the moment.
It's a great ball. Who played that ball, Mark? Do you know?
Pogba.
Oh, wow. That ball is of the very, very highest quality. That is one of the best passes you'll see in this tournament, honestly.
It was absolutely brilliant ball. It's a free kick. It is a free kick, that was. BKD limits is outside the box. It was. I think when you watch it first time, the mind plays tricks, don't you? But they've already hit the bar from a free kick, and at the moment France are just absolutely dominating Argentina.
I can't get over that ball, mate. If you look at that, he picks it up and just picks Mbappe out exactly where he needed to put the ball, he put it.
Well, it's an interesting thing, isn't it? Because for all last season, all you ever heard in defence of Pogba is, he can't play in a midfield two. He's playing too deep. He can't play in a midfield two. He needs to play. He needs to be released. He needs, what's he doing for France? He's playing deep in a midfield two, and he's hitting balls like that, which United he never hits. Maybe he's not allowed to do it. I don't know. But Mbappe is quick. Bailey Cross says, bloody hell, he's quick. He's mad quick, and Otamendi and Rojo aren't. So they're just bypassing the midfield at the moment. France basically hitting the long ball and using the pace, which is working really well.
Yeah, and Argentina are leaving a bit of space in behind, aren't they? Which Griezmann is benefiting off, and that's what you saw Pogba playing that ball in behind.
Now, Pogba should have hit the last one because it favoured him, but Griezmann hit the bar. Griezmann should hit this one. Will Pogba hit it? Yes, over the bar. No Pogba there. Air. And they've just gone to his brothers in the stadium who are not happy with his free kick. But
they seem like a very happy family, don't they, the Pogbas?
They do.
All credit to them.
It was a rubbish free kick, says Hicko. It was. I'm just going to leave you to it for 1 second, Xander, and then I will be back.
No worries, mate. I'll just get in the comments. I'm a little bit behind, Mark, so I'm just seeing the free kick happen now. But, yeah, they do look like a happy family, don't they? R.I.P. Pogba Senior, but, the brothers and himself and the mum, they all look bloody happy, which is good to see. I know you say you don't judge players at the World Cup. Mbappe is so good and he's so young. To be honest, I don't think Mbappe's done that well for France. He's okay, and his form sort of reflects his form at PSG as well. He's okay in his build-up play, but then his final end ball is poor and he lacks it. And I think that will come with age. But yeah, he's no doubt that he's got the quality and the potential to become one of the best players in the world. I just think he needs time and growth as well. Chairgate. Yeah, baby. Mark, I told you there'd be another penalty. Yeah, apart from the fact there wasn't another penalty. It'd be worth signing Ronaldo just for the free kicks he'd score. Mate, honestly, Ronaldo's got one of the worst free kick accuracies ever. Yeah, Tyler, I know Mark left the room. That's why I'm sort of filling in the gaps.
I'm back now, mate. I'm back.
Okay.
So, I tell you, you know what? In all fairness, there's a little bit of me that's disappointed because I want Argentina to win, I think. But it's been a very good game. It has been a very good game. It is end-to-end. Well, it is end-to-end in the sense that Argentina can't penetrate the French defence and then France hit them on the back. But Salim Hussein says Matuidi's not offering anything this game. I think that's the ridiculous thing about Deschamps. Why play Matuidi? But
I never said I'd swap Martial for anyone. Just people in the comments.
Jack Power's right. Argentina really struggling to defend today to the speed of France, and
they struggle to defend against anyone, mate.
Yeah, exactly. They've not defended that well, have they? Their midfield's poor. Argentina's midfield is poor. They've got great options on the bench. Higuain, Aguero, Dybala. They've got some great options on the bench, but their midfield is really lacking. And Mbappe's having a very good game.
And their goalkeeper's shocking Argentina, isn't he, as well? Caballero. Matuidi's the foil for Pogba. Why do you think he's playing Matuidi on the left then, pal?
I think it's just defensive security, isn't it? He can drop into the midfield and they can... Basically, it allows them to become a 4-3-3, doesn't it?
It's just stupid.
You can go Griezmann, Mbappe, Giroud, and you can just drop Matuidi into a midfield 3 and go 4-3-3. Oh, little slip ball there, but Lloris is too quick.
Yeah, Mbappe is playing well today, isn't he? He's been my man of the match so far.
Yeah, definitely. Wilf's right. Argentina's got half a team and it's got no defence. France have probably got the best squad in the World Cup.
Yeah, on paper.
So, if France didn't go to at least the semi-finals, I think there'd be a lot of issues. They've got so much talent. They've got so many good centre-backs. And so much attacking talent, so many midfielders. They've got a good team.
It's just whether they've got that winning mentality, isn't it? We saw them bottle it against Portugal in the final 2 years ago, and I just don't know whether they've got that winning mentality, and that might come from above. That it might stem from Deschamps, that lack of sort of leadership. But
they'll probably end up growing into this tournament. France, to be honest, I can see France going to the semi-finals. They'll play Portugal or Uruguay, so they'll be favourites again. And then it's in the semi-finals, they're going to hit somebody that is potentially going to be as good as they are, probably Brazil or Belgium by the looks of it. So they're going but to win it, I said this before the game as well. For France to win this, they're not going to fluke their way. Some people think they fluked their way through the group, and they didn't get really out of second gear. But they can't fluke their way to this tournament to winning the World Cup, because they're going to have to play 4 tough games. And
yeah, I mean, if you stick Zidane as manager of this French league, they run rampant, mate. If you look at the squad and the team they've got, it's ridiculous. If you just stick a half-decent manager who knows anything about football in that France side, I think they'd win it quite comfortably. Good
bit of running there from Griezmann, slipped past his man, and the cross was going to come in, and the keeper got hold of it. But they're having a go at this Argentinian defence. You don't normally see Griezmann, so direct there, but he was.
It's been a good game though so far. No, it's an Italy shirt, Daniel. It's an Italy shirt. It's not. I think the green is sort of not coming out on your Italian badge.
Yeah, it won't do because of the green screen behind it. It's not. It's an Italian shirt. This is, yeah.
That's why, yeah. It's a real studio though, lads.
Italian shirt because Italy's close to France, and Italy's also got very good connections with Argentina. So I thought a little bit of both.
You know what that top looks like?
What?
It's so tight. It looks like one of those swimming tops. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like those people that wear the tops when they go swimming.
Decent cross in there from Argentina. It goes out. He wants a corner. He ain't going to get it. Mercado. It did hit on City's arm. I don't think it would be a penalty.
I think the current France squad is overrated. I don't think so, mate. I think if you look at that squad, each one of those players is, some of the best in the world. So I don't think it's overrated.
A few people talking about the hand there. I think it'd be hard pressed to say it was a penalty. Certainly the VAR people would look at it and say you might want to have a look, and they haven't. So I think it would have been a soft penalty. And not to say we haven't had a soft penalty, but it would have been a bit soft.
Yeah, is it a surf shirt? Is it? Nah, Mark takes a piss out my pushy hair, so I can take the piss out of his surf shirt.
Giroud. So what we are, 28 minutes in. France comfortably in control at the moment, and sort of typically going into their shell a little bit, but you'd expect that.
I think they have been in control though the full sort of half an hour we've been playing. They have been in control. There's never been a moment that I thought, they're on the ropes here, France.
Kachan says, is there any German fans here? I think they'd be brave to admit it. They might all not want to watch the World Cup now. They're already plotting for the next World Cup. But this is where France needs to me is to go up the gears and get a second goal, get a third goal, and start to... Because it doesn't matter what we think about France, but what does matter is what their fans think. And they're not very popular, France. They're not. They were booed off, actually, against Denmark. And a lot of people don't like Pogba in France. That we had that poll before the World Cup, which I found quite interesting. But this is where they'll get more criticism, because if they only get one goal and then they sit back, then that's where they'll get criticised. They should be going and getting the second and third goal.
I think they've had opportunities, though, haven't they? They've not been completely cagey. We've seen Mbappe and Griezmann getting forward a few times. So
Said Jamie makes a good point about the weakness being for France is that the fullbacks aren't that good.
yeah, I think so. I think that if you look at that team, that probably is their biggest weakness, isn't it?
See, Pogba loses the ball there and trying a silly little trick. Just keep it simple. It's what so many people say that about Pogba. Just keep it simple at times. Like he did there. Under pressure, little pass out, get rid.
Because he often wants it to be the Pogba show, doesn't it? And beat 4 or 5 players, but that's not
But
how
it could
you...
be the Pogba show here. He's running at the back four for Argentina. Slips in Mbappe. Oh, good tackle that was. That was a good break. France are very exciting on the break because of the pace that they've got. Pogba is having a lot of freedom and space, says Moses. You will in an Argentinian midfield like this, you're going to get a lot of space. That's what I mean. If Kante does all the work, it frees up a lot for Pogba. Argentina can't cope with Mbappe, says Stephen Diak. And Pogba probably is running the show at the moment with a great amount of work being done by Kante, but they're running it again 3 against 3. Griezmann, don't know what that pass was.
He's been, I think, the French best player in this tournament so far, because he won the game in the Australia game, and he played really well against Peru as well. So yeah, no, not Peru, against is it Denmark? Yeah, I think he's been France's best player so far.
I don't know whether Sebastian's joking, but he says, why aren't Argentina playing Messi? It does feel a little bit like that at the moment, but I do sympathise with Messi in a game like this because the talent's not around him. It's what Ronaldo had to put up with for years at Portugal. The talent's not around him, and I think Portugal are a better team now than they have been, and obviously they won 2004 the Euros 2 years ago. But for Messi, it's a different story.
But the reason I think it goes wrong with Messi in Argentina is that he doesn't trust the players around him. So he always tries to do it all himself and tries to beat all of the other opposition's team. Whereas Ronaldo sort of trusts the players around him, is willing to give it off and lay it off and bring his teammates into play, which, in the long run works better for him. So I think that's the issue with Messi in Argentina.
Pogba's getting a lot of love in the live comments, which is good to see. Let's see. Hopefully, he can keep it up throughout this tournament because that's what Manchester United fans want to see next season. Obviously, non-United fans won't want to see that. Yeah, but Argentina are up against it because I think if France turned up today, it was always going to be very difficult for Argentina. If France had not turned up like they sometimes don't, then that would have given Argentina a good chance. But good work here from Otamendi against Matuidi. But yeah, France are a better balanced team. They've got the better players than Argentina. Of course they have. Remember to subscribe if you're new people. We're going to try and get to 40,500 today. Bottom right hand corner, we're doing a World Cup watch along for every single game. And we're not just about the World Cup as well. We do lots of other shows. Neutral, everybody's welcome. And it's the big debate points that we want to get involved in. And we've had one already, the penalty. I still think it was a little bit soft. I think the contact starts off outside the box. I'll have to watch that again at half time. But what I cannot deny is that sometimes you make a stupid defensive decision and it should lead to a penalty. And Rojo was just massively, massively naive. And Mbappe was massively, massively fast. Argentina really are a team of individuals with one star who rarely shines for his country, says Gary Wells, which is probably about spot on, I would think. What does everyone else think?
I think if they had Romero, Argentina, they'd be significantly better. I mean, that's quite an obvious thing to say, but having a decent goalkeeper that the defenders can sort of trust it does make a big difference, isn't it, in terms of your security? So, yeah, I think Romero would have made a big difference in this Argentinian side.
Well, Giroud and Otamendi have just gone in on each other here, and you wonder who's making the most of it to try and avoid a penalty, maybe. Well, no. Otamendi gets the ball. Yeah. Yeah, not a penalty. Isaac agrees, says Romero, Argentina without Romero is a big loss. CR Ronaldo 7 says that Pogba is the best player on the pitch so far. I think it's him or Mbappe. I think Mbappe's been good. Pogba's had more of the ball, but when Mbappe's got it, he's looked very, very good.
Yeah, it's definitely between those two, isn't it? They've both been the best.
It'd be 0-0. It'd be 0-0 without Mbappe because that was just pure pace that did Rojo. He was stupid, but it was.
Yeah, it was a lovely little bit of play, wasn't it?
Shalesh says that a match of this magnitude shouldn't be decided on a silly penalty. The thing is, in the knockout stage, so many of these games will be decided on a stupid decision. Tony Alexander Balangarud, thank you for the contribution. He says, keep up the good work, boys. And thanks everybody in the live comments. Mad Marcus says, Mbappe's been fantastic. Messi should not be compared with Ronaldo as he is not Ronaldo's class, says Mick Deb. That started it off.
Pogba better than Savic, comments, Mark.
Oh, yeah. You know, I don't think that's a debate point. I think who had the better season last season, Milinkovic-Savic. Who's the better player? Pogba at the moment. I mean, Milinkovic-Savic can't just have one good season. He's got to go and do it again and again and again. Maybe in 2 years, Milinkovic-Savic will be better than Pogba, but at the moment, you'd still say Pogba, I think. Messi into the box. No one's looking for anything there. I don't think it was a penalty. Maybe VAR might show us something. Messi certainly didn't seem to think so. So took the pass, went down. That's a penalty, says Man United is my city. JJ Domingo says penalty.
What's the situation with yellow cards in this game, mate?
I know Messi's got one. That's all I know. I don't know who.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't seen a website that you can see who's carrying what, but yeah, the Messi thing's definitely not going to be a penalty. Awesome Guy says not a penalty, and BKT Limited says no penalty. There's not been a VAR pullback, so we must assume. And also, I think Messi's reaction shows that it wasn't. Good tackle by Otamendi, brings the ball forward, needs a pass. Don't know what who he was passing to there, but well kept in. Cross coming in, straight to Lloris. I think, I don't know how Argentina are going to cause this French team any problems because they just haven't got the height.
Yeah. But it's not the only way to beat a team. They've got pace in behind as well.
Apparently Pogba's got a yellow as well, says Daniel Cotton. There must be somewhere that you can find out who's carrying the yellow cards because...
No play down the middle. Need to put Messi on the right and bring Aguero on for Pavon. That's from Isaac. Messi's playing on his own, expecting his teammates to join him same pace. That's Wira. Yeah, that's what I said, isn't it? I think Messi just tries to do it all himself and he doesn't trust the players around him. And also, Argentina's build-up play is just, let's get it to Messi, and then we'll see how it goes. Where Messi might be standing on the right, but there might be a fantastic option on the left, but they just completely ignore it and try and give it to Messi all the time, which doesn't work.
Tagliafico and Rojo are on yellow cards in this game, and a few people I've seen in the live comments saying that they do think that there'll be an Argentina red card in this game, which I really hope we don't see that because it will kill the game then. If Argentina have to go down to 10 men, it will absolutely kill this game.
Well, I don't want to see France get a second goal. I want Argentina to get a goal back, and then it really gets interesting, doesn't it? Oh, are yellow cards maybe refreshed after the group stage? That's what Kedup is saying.
No, they don't get refreshed till semi-final.
Oh, right.
So, yeah, it's... It's a problem. It's a long way to... It's 5 games to carry... Basically, if you get 2 yellow cards, you're out. So I think it's too much. I think they should get refreshed, to be honest.
Yeah.
Probably get refreshed after these first knockout games, I think.
Yes. It was Griezmann, George Cole, who scored for France. It was actually a penalty. Brilliant bit of play by Mbappe. Got brought down by Rojo, very stupidly so. And Griezmann put it straight down the middle.
Okay, I found something here. Who is a yellow card away from suspension? Portugal have got bloody loads tonight. Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, Adrian Silva, Ricardo Quaresma, Guerrero, Cedric Soares. Spain have got Busquets. France have got Pogba and Matuidi, who are on the pitch. Tolisso, who's not on the pitch. And Argentina, Messi, Otamendi, Mascherano, Banega, Mercado, Acuna. None of which have been booked yet. So, corner here for Argentina. And it's not come to anything. England have got Walker and Loftus-Cheek. And Uruguay, who played tonight, they've only got Bentancur. They've only got one yellow card. So,
well, Portugal are in trouble then tonight, aren't they? Because all those players that you listed, they're all integral to that Portuguese side. So they're going to have to play it very safe. They can't rest players like Ronaldo and Quaresma, can they?
I think Ronaldo and Messi, you'd expect them to avoid yellow cards because they're not, unless it's like for a dive, because they're not really that sort of a player, are they? But
well, you saw,
yes, get in! What a goal by Argentina, and it's the snake who scored it. But well, I tell you what,
get in!
It just makes a good game.
Game on, brilliant. Angel, the angel himself.
He hit it well. To be honest, to beat Di Maria from there was pretty impressive to do that. It really was, and I'm looking forward to seeing this back. I was shocked. I was just looking at it, but it just game on, and this is what we want. You know what? I know people want France to win and all that, but I actually just want to watch a good game of football, and I want this tournament to continue like the group stage. And it drops to Di Maria, who has got to be 30 yards out. Gets it on his left foot, and it must be hit well because Lloris can see it.
That's the thing with Argentina.
Yeah, he can't get it. He just cannot get it. That's top quality from Di Maria. It's the speed and the power of it. He cannot get it. And Maradona's there for you.
That's the thing with Argentina, though, isn't it? Like any of their players have got such quality that they can get the ball and just turn something from nothing, can't they? So.
Well, right before half-time. Apparently a snake can score, says Luke Skywalker. The snakes are out on the live comments, as you can see. We've never had so many snakes. More than Australia. Poor joke. But it's a cracking finish. From that distance, to beat a goalkeeper of Lloris's talent is some finish, I tell you. And Mascherano's just had a yellow card there, which would put him out of the quarterfinals.
Oh, wow. There's Diego Maradona.
I did cheer I did cheer that goal, Jay Hart, because it was a bloody good goal, and in the context of the game, I think it needed it. I think France. What did I say 10 minutes ago, Xander? I was on about that. France, they've got the goal. They're feeling comfortable. They've not really done anything else other than try to hit them on the break. They're not dictating the play. They're not pushing the play. They're just playing on the break, which is fine. But I think this is a good goal for the context of the game.
Yeah, as I said, well, that's what I said, isn't it? I want Argentina to get a goal back, which we've got now, because then it's game on, isn't it? If France got a goal up, you just see them sit back and just do even more counter-attacking, which isn't necessarily as entertaining to watch. So, yeah, I'm happy that Argentina have got one back. And now, like I said, going into half-time, second half, it's game on now, isn't it?
And if you do want France to win, this is good anyway, because they need to be challenged. We'll now see as the nerves come into play in the second half, because you're 45 minutes away from going out. Have this French team got the backbone? Have they got the belief? It's all fine and well when you're getting 1-0 up and then you're grinding a result out. But what about when it's 1-1 and you've had the lead? Can you come back again? So in the context of the tournament, it's great. AJ Nell says, imagine if De Gea had conceded that goal. I don't know. I mean, Lloris is at full stretch and he's still half a metre away from getting his hand near it. I think it's a long way out for a goalkeeper to get beat. It really is. And he's not. His view isn't blocked. He can see the shots. But I think what it is it's just pure power and position of the shot. It's a good finish from Di Maria. And
yeah, he struck it well, didn't he?
Di Maria, by many United fans, they call him a snake. I can't remember how I reacted to it at the time. Probably did call him a snake. But ever since, I'm not really bothered. Di Maria, on his day, can do things like that, but he's massively, massively inconsistent. And
I'm not really that arsed. Fair play to him. If he wants to go back to PSG or whatever, just let him do that. He didn't really. I think what Fellaini's done. I don't want to talk about United too much, but that's more snaky than what Di Maria's done, to be honest.
There's a bit of something going on here with Pogba. Oh, I think the linesman made a meal of that. Yeah, just watching the Di Maria shot again, it's got so much power on it. I mean, Lloris is diving. I don't know what people are having a go at Lloris for. He's at full stretch dive and he can't get near it. I just think we're not used to seeing shots like that going in. That's why I went, whoa, because you don't see that. It's a fantastic goal, says PJ7 Highlights, and I think that's what it is. Let's not pick on Lloris. He is diving at full stretch. We just don't see goals like that very often. A top-class goalkeeper beaten from 30 yards by just sheer pace and power. It's a great, great finish.
Nothing more to add.
Yeah, I think if Lloris had waited a minute, if he's not at full stretch, but he does everything right. It's just shocking to see that happen. Sorry.
Go on.
I was just going to say, everyone subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner, we're doing a World Cup watch-along for every game, and this is a good one so far, so get involved. But over to you.
Is it a possibility that Di Maria maybe caught Lloris slightly off guard? That Lloris maybe wasn't expecting Di Maria to shoot from that far out? That added with the fact how well Di Maria struck it, it adds up to a goal, doesn't it? But I think that maybe is the case.
Yeah, probably. And Arsenic Gunner in case says, sometimes you just got to give it to the scorer, and I agree with that. He hit it very, very well. But actually, maybe I don't know. I said before the game that I wanted Argentina to win, but it's not like I'm obsessive about it. I'm not. I don't really. If France come back and win this game, fair play to them. My main focus is just entertainment value, and this is an entertaining game. It's not 0-0 at half time. It's not a game of chess. It's 1-1, and it's been an entertaining game, and I just want that to continue throughout the World Cup. So fair play to both teams, and the second half's going to be massively interesting, isn't it? Because it is going to be the second half now. 45 minutes, maybe not. Maybe we'll get extra time. Maybe we'll get penalties, and that's something we've not mentioned, Xander. Actually, we are into penalty zone now as well, where that in itself makes it very, very exciting as long as it's not England.
Oh, I would bloody love to see some penalties. It's just for a neutral, it's exciting to watch, isn't it? I would love it to go to penalties and get some proper World Cup excitement. But as you say, as a neutral, I just want to see a good game of footy. And as you say, this now makes for a good, entertaining second half.
Well, get in the comments. Let us know what you think about that half, but more importantly, which way you think this is going to go now. Is there a bit of momentum with Argentina? Did France flatline a little bit? Thought they were going to grind it out. What are your thoughts, Sander? Just very quickly on the second half. Do you think?
Yeah, when you said about France flatlining, it is actually true, to be honest, because the first 25 minutes, half an hour, they did very well, didn't they, France? Although it was a counter-attacking style of play, they did do well. And as I said, I never thought France were really in trouble. But from that, since the goal, really, just before the goal, they really started to lose the control of the game, and Argentina started to grow into it. So, maybe with that momentum, like you say, they could go into the second half, Argentina, and really start to dominate.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's have a look at some of the live comments. Sorry, but I disagree, says somebody. I don't know what they disagree about. And Argentina with a better team, says Palash. Big Boss
Messi
wants to see a penalty shootout, but not in the final. I love penalties, says Lamia Syed. Lloris will bottle it if it goes to penalties, says Darani. Argies have got 3 yellows. They're definitely getting a red in the second half, says John Carlos. Well, that's the concern, Xander, isn't it? Because we spoke about that Argentina are biting into tackles. Sorry, there was no snake joke there, Di Maria. And but you feel that there's no yellow cards to France. A red card would obviously change the swing in this game. So I don't want to see one, but it is a dangerous tightrope, especially with Mascherano, who just seems to be hanging around now on a yellow card. Dracula says Martial is 10 times better than Mbappe and Giroud. A different player. I think Martial would have given France something. He should have been part of this squad, but you could say the same about Dembele, who's on the bench. But Martial should have been part of this squad, but that was Mourinho's fault for dropping him in January when he's playing well, and he's not here. But I forgot what was the question I was going to ask you. Can you remember it?
Red card.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that would kill the game, wouldn't it? That it would, because then you'd see Argentina. Well, I don't know what they'd do at that point, but I presume they'd be far more conservative, and France would just grind out a result. I think, but yeah, let's fingers crossed that doesn't happen. But as you say, with Mascherano, he is a bitey, type of player, and as you say, lingering in that midfield on that yellow card, it is nervous to see. But quickly, my question to you: why do you think Messi's been so absent? Because he has been absent today, hasn't he?
I think he's just got so many players around him. The ball into him, by the time he gets it, he's got so many players around him, and they know he's the threat. It's a bit like watching United with Pogba in the midfield three. Everyone knows Pogba's the creative force, so everyone just gets around him. They're not scared of Matic or Fellaini or whoever's with him, and I think Argentina have struggled with that a little bit, but they used it to their advantage, because that's why Di Maria found himself unmarked from 30 yards out, and he was left unmarked for a long time. So France have sort of been the emperors of their own downfall in many ways. But I was just watching that penalty back there, and it's a good run. It's a great run by Mbappe, but the minute he knocks it past Rojo becomes a plonker, because he's knocked it wide. Don't put your arm on him. Just run straight, because he's got to run wide, and all right, he might be quicker than you, but by the time he gets to the ball, you'll be back in a position to close him off anyway. It was shocking defending by Rojo, and whether it was a penalty or not, it's been given, and I don't think it was contentious because we didn't see a VAR on it anyway.
Well, nothing to add.
But here we go with Di Maria. They just give him so much space, whereas Messi's got 3 or 4 players around him. So much space for Di Maria, and it's a training ground free kick for him at the end of the day. He's got time to get it out of his feet from 30 yards out, set himself and hit it, and that's poor on France. And you say Pogba and Kante have been great, but where are they? Where are they for that? Where are they? I don't know where they are on the pitch, because to be honest with you, if you give a professional footballer, a top class player, 30 yards out, time to control it and hit it, you've got to wonder where the midfield for France was. So it's all right having a pop at Lloris. I think Lloris is blameless, to be honest, but I think that the midfield, don't know what the midfield were up with. Yeah,
Pogba's playing literally. That's really poor. Good point there, Mark. I was just trying, because obviously I'm a little bit behind you, so once you're saying that, I'm looking out for it. And Pogba was all the way on the right hand side of the pitch, and when it came into Di Maria, He was just walking, no urgency to try and get back into position, no urgency to try and close down Di Maria, just wandering about on the right-hand side of the pitch. And I don't know where Kante was, but that's poor to see from Pogba.
I think if that's England on Tuesday night, and it's if he's fit, James Rodriguez scores a goal like that, we're spending half time going, what the hell was that about? What the hell was that about? Giving somebody that much space. So good half from Pogba and Kante, but I would be looking at them at half time and saying, where were you? Where were you for that? Pogba has been good, says Jack Swam. He has had a good half. Kante has been busy man-marking Messi, and Pogba doesn't like to track back, says Durrani. That's a midfield mistake goal, though, that is, for Argentina. He's blameless, just took a whole second before he dived, says Mick Deb. Argentina, lucky to be level, says Big Boss, Fredo. Well, I suppose you could look at it like that. I don't think there was anything lucky about Di Maria's goal. Mark, I've scored 22 goals in my hurling career, but none better than that goal from Di Maria, says Jordan Curley. Rojo has the potential to be Argentina's Phil Jones. Bumbling Rojo, says Wirra 619. James back from injury, says I don't know. I think he's having a scan. Tuesday night, isn't it? There'll be a lot of England fans hoping he's not playing because he's their best player. And Messi is too deep. They need Aguero, says Jack Swam. But I think they're trying to deal with France's midfield. That's why they're playing so deep. And Manchester Skulls 18, it says it just shows they should be playing a 3-man midfield instead of Matuidi on the wing. Seriously, how fast is Mbappe, says Rupin. He is very fast. He's probably the fastest player in the tournament, isn't he? Although I think Ronaldo's been timed as the quickest sprint in the World Cup so far, although Matuidi may well have beat it now. France are brutal on the counter-attack, says Anvesh. Well, I think that's something Argentina in the second half need to be aware of. They've got themselves back 1-1. They now need to think, what was France's threat in that half? And it was the counter-attack. So they need to be aware of that in the second half. And especially when you're being hit on the counter, you tend to make more reckless tackles. And with 3 players on yellow cards, all defensive midfielders or defenders, that's a concern. Which way is it going to go then, everybody in the live comments? Sander, give us your thoughts. Where are you going to go this second half? What are your thoughts?
My head says France, my heart says Argentina, to be honest with you, mate. As I said at the beginning of the game, I hope Argentina can get it because France don't add much excitement to the tournament. But my head says, look, France got the quality. As you say, they're going to hit them on the counter attack, and either Argentina will get a red card or they'll just exploit them on the counter attack, and France will win this 2-1, 3-1 maybe.
Okay, just waiting to see what people are going to say in the live comments. Which way is it going to go? Mad Marcus is going for France. Alan Tomlinson is going for France. France to win it, says Anthony Martial. France are playing on the counter. Why on earth is Giroud on the pitch, says Thomas Saladin. Good point. And France, Argentina 2-1, says Joe H. And it will go to penalty, says Roman Reigns. I think I went level at 90 minutes. Now, yeah, I'm going to still stay level at 90 minutes. I think it's a massive test for France. We were talking about that at the end of the half. And France, they have grinded out results, but the second half they're going to have to go out again and get themselves back in front. So it's a good test for France. Argentina are just hitting the ceiling of this World Cup, and I think they've been doing that for the last couple of games. They could drop out at any time, but they're just sort of defying the odds. Can they do it again in the second half? We'll have to wait and see. France 3-1, says Salim Hussein. Jason James says 3-1. Luis Garcia says Argentina. Michael Holiday says France. This top is an Italian top. The green has gone a little bit blue because of the green around me. It's quite an old one, and it's meant to be tight-fitting. And anyway, I'm wearing it because Italy's close to France, and Italy also has close connections with Argentina culturally. So I thought, Italian top, a little bit neutral. So there we go. It's probably going to be its only appearance in the watch-along, so enjoy it while it's here. You what?
It's appropriate, I say. It's appropriate.
It's appropriate. It's thought out. And I could have gone Lacoste. Is that French? Don't know. But
I think so.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to tonight's game, Callum. Yeah, Ronaldo, Suarez. And it's going to be a really interesting game, that, because they're both very good defensively.
I think Portugal have got that one. I've watched Uruguay. I think you have as well a few times. They're not that good. The only reason they battered Russia is because they got the man sent off. I think Russia, without the sending off, would have been in that game. I don't rate Uruguay whatsoever, and I do think Portugal will get the win tonight. But there you go.
Well, I'd like Ronaldo to get a couple anyway, because I want him or Lukaku or Kane to win the Golden Boot. So I'd like to see that. Lacoste is French, says Tom. Yeah, I should have maybe gone with that, but maybe I'll do that in the quarters. But yeah, please do share the video underneath, and let's see if we can get over 1,000 people watching. And if you are new to the channel, bottom right hand corner, click the subscribe button and get involved with That's Football. We're live for every single World Cup game. We've done all the group games. We're now into the knockout stage. So subscribe, join the community, get involved. Doesn't matter where you live, who you support, everybody's welcome. And on that point, I haven't done what I normally have done by now. Get in the live comments and let us know where you're watching from, because I think it's great when we can see what sort of a worldwide community we've got going on this channel. So join it, be part of it. It won't end with the World Cup. We were doing games last season. I know Xander was speaking to me yesterday about doing a few more games. We normally do 1 or 2 a week, Premier League game or Champions League, Europa League. Even I've done El Clasico and stuff like that. So that's the plan next season. We're going to continue doing watch-alongs. A lot more content, debate shows. It's for everybody, and that's what we want with That's Football. And that's why when there was a penalty decision there, you got people saying no penalty. Great, we want to create that debate. So subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and share the video and keep growing.
There you go. There you've got where you're watching from comments.
So we've got Finland, we've got Florida, we've got London, we've got Iceland, we've got West Yorkshire, we've got Ireland, we've got Pakistan, we've got India, we've got Minnesota, we've got Doncaster, we've got Oldham, we've got Mumbai, we've got Melbourne, Australia, we've got Mum's Basement, Verisi, we've got West Moorlands, Trinidad, Sydney, and it's 1 a.m, says Fabian, and Jay Hart's watching live from the depressed Germany. There's always one though. There is always one. Sierra Leone, and when I say there's always one big team that gets knocked out in the group stage. It was England last time, whether we can be classed as big anymore, I don't know. Crew for Michael Holdaway, Manila, and it's 11 p.m, says Tyler. Manchester, says Red Manchester. Belfast, Guyana, Niagara in Canada. Ireland, Sweden, Holland, Bermuda, Bangladesh, London, Swaziland, St. Lucia, Uganda, Worksop, from Uganda to Worksop, Albert Square, Brisbane, Swansea, Seattle, Greece, See, this is it. Worldwide.
There's never many Spains in there. I've never seen a Spain or a Madrid in there.
Spain hate YouTube, I think. The Spanish hate YouTube. I don't know. But yeah, thanks everyone for letting us know. It just shows what a great community we're building worldwide, and you're all welcome, which is fantastic. And I hope, like us, you've made this World Cup even better, because it's been a great World Cup so far. But having so many people, joining in the debate when the World Cup's on, it's so much better than just sat watching it on your telly. You get loads and loads of different opinion, and it's been fantastic. And long may it continue. Ajar Hassan. What in relation to what? Is it good or bad? I'll keep out for your next comment, Ajar Hussein. Now I'm interested to know what that's to do with. So let me know what it is, and I'll go and have a look. Madrid only watches when Ronaldo plays, says Jay Hart. And if Argentina win, I see them winning the World Cup, says Apple Jailer. I mean, I mean that's a good question, Xander. Do you see either of these teams winning the World Cup?
France, potentially. Argentina, no chance. Look, you cannot win a World Cup with the defence that Argentina have, and the midfield as well. You can't do it. I mean, France, potentially. They haven't been fantastic, but they are grinding results out. I mean, it's still to be seen what's going to happen today. But, yeah, if France get through, I think they've got the potential to go on and actually win the World Cup. But Argentina, no chance.
Abby says it's looking like a draw for Argentina to win on penalties. I think Argentina do have a good record on penalties, if that means anything. And, well, I've got a feeling it might be a draw at the end, says Pankaj says, what's your prediction? I think I went 1-1.
Well, with penalties, they've got enough attacking quality, don't they, Argentina? So, you can criticise their defence, but you can't criticise the players' ability to put the ball in the back of the net in the striking areas. So penalties, they should be all right.
If you want to know about Fekir, I did a video on the United stand this morning, so just saw a comment there. And Arsenic Gunner in K says the red card derby's up next. Thoughts? Portugal, Uruguay. It will be physical, and Portugal have got so many yellow cards that they might be playing their reserves against the winner of this. Ajar, let me know if you've got a name of the article. I'll go and have a read of that in the first half. Apparently, I've been featured in the Daily Express. It's probably just a tweet. Feel like Argentina will score near last minute, says BLJ. We've got a substitution in the second half for Argentina. It's Fazio coming on, and I don't know who they've taken off, but I would hope they've taken off somebody who's on a yellow card, because that would make a lot of sense from an Argentinian point of view. Fazio is a defender, so maybe they've taken off Tagliafico or Rojo, but that would make a lot of sense from an Argentina point of view. We'll see. Somebody in the live comments might have seen who it was. Yeah, Rojo's gone off, which Fazio's slow though, says Anthony Martial.
That's not good in terms of France counter-attacking, is it? And Mbappe.
No.
Fazio will be exposed. That's from Aaron Chen. Anthony Martial, yeah. So, yeah, people were worried about Fazio's pace against the likes of Mbappe and Griezmann.
I suppose the problem is, though, if you haven't got anyone with pace, you haven't got anyone with pace, have you?
Yeah. Maybe that'll bring up more of an aerial threat, though. Wow, 45 minutes. Excited. Dybala is on the bench. Well, that's just testament to the amount of quality Argentina have going forward. You're just checking out the article.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn it off because there's so many bloody. I hate that when you try to read an article these days and they have so many pop-ups of videos and stuff. It irritates you. It's not something you can do when you're live either. I'll have a look afterwards. Kenneth says, I can hear the Jaws theme already for tonight. 7 o'clock. Jaws is on. Dun, 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 dun. Anvesh, I would have loved to have seen Icardi here. I would love to have seen Icardi here.
Do you know? So what he did, Icardi, I think he married one of the teammates' girlfriend, but then I think he tattooed the teammates' kids on himself. If that makes sense.
I can't remember the name of the player.
I don't know, but that's just what my mate told me.
No, it is true. It's definitely true. And was it Kiki Gonzalez or something like that? I can't remember. Yeah, he did. He took the wife of one of the Argentinians. I don't think he plays for Argentina anymore, but it's very political with Icardi anyway. And I don't think Messi likes him.
Remember when he said to the Inter Milan fans, "I'll get 100 Argentinian gangsters on you lot."
Yeah. Arsenic Gunnering cases. France lack an enforcer and a leader. Well, Argentina have got a decent free kick opportunity. You've got to be fair to France though, because I think if Argentina got in front in this game, they'd park the bus as well.
I just don't think that's the right thing to do, though. I think for Argentina, if you invite pressure on your defence, you're going to get exposed.
Oh, decent cross by Banega. It's found itself to Messi. It's 2! Is he offside?
Yeah!
Is he offside?
Wow.
No, I don't think so. I don't think there's going to be anything back. Messi hits it, and it hits number 2 for Argentina, and it goes in, and I don't think it's going to be given offside. It's Mercado it goes in off. So Messi hits the shot, and it's going to be given.
Well, Mark, we were just talking about if Argentina do go 2-1 up, what do they do at that point? If you're the Argentinian manager at this point, what's your tactics? Do you sit back, or do you just continue doing what you've been doing so far?
I think you sit back.
I disagree. I disagree, because the thing is, right, with Argentina, if you invite pressure onto that defence, it's not good enough, and it will
it's definitely
leak.
onside, yeah. This goal.
Yeah.
You never know in this tournament, do you, though? You celebrate a goal, and then we've seen it, like, with, was it Iran or something?
Iran, yeah. Well, now, game on. And what we were talking about before, about testing France and their mindset, now it's going to be a proper test for them, isn't it?
Yeah. If France come through and win this, then France show the mettle that they need, don't they? But what I would do in relation to what you're saying there, it makes total sense. That they shouldn't sit back, and that they shouldn't sit back. Oh my God, I think yellow card here. I don't know what.
Yeah, he was onside, wasn't he?
I don't know who he's giving the yellow card to here, but I think if you don't, Banega's going to miss the next match as well. So they've lost Banega and Mascherano.
That's big.
That is big. They've lost 2 midfielders now.
And then their midfield is very, very light as it is. That's big. So who would Argentina potentially play if they go through?
Portugal or Uruguay.
Oh, wow.
I think I predicted Portugal would get to the semi-final, though.
I'd like to see Portugal.
I need to go back to that video that we did about our predictions, actually, because I think I predicted Portugal. I don't know how many I've got right so far, because I know I said Peru would go through, and Serbia, but and Germany. So that's 3 I got wrong.
Who did you go to win it?
I
went with Brazil, I think.
I can't remember. Pancake says Argentina are screwed. Yeah. Well, they're not screwed in this game. The thing is, though, for Argentina, this is going to be the game that's the hardest game for them, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Uruguay or Portugal, they're not Brazil, Spain, are they? It's like, yeah, they'll be massively weakened if they get through. But, yeah, anyway, going back to what I was on about before, I don't know what people at home think. If I was Argentina, I'd be playing a system that is very deep, because that's how France are going to hurt you. But then again, they have got Giroud. So the France team is quite hybrid, isn't it? Because it can be hit on the break, or you've got somebody who's an asset of hitting, into the box. But
I mean, we see that, didn't we? United 2016, I think it was, when Rashford got skinned by Oxlade-Chamberlain. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think also Argentina will just look to hit on the break as well now.
Well, they've got that ability, don't they? They've got the pace.
They might just at some point bring. I don't know. See, Argentina aren't blessed with a lot of pace, are they? Even Dybala's early 20s, but he's not fast. Aguero, is he fast?
He's quite quick. Messi's quick as well.
I don't think Aguero's that quick though, because there was that clip of Carrick, wasn't there?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he skinned him. That was brilliant.
A good point here from Wirra saying, why is Matuidi playing?
You've answered that question before, Mark, but it's a weird one, isn't it? I expect them to bring on... Well, this is the thing with France as well. Get it maybe 10 minutes, 60 minutes into the game. They've got enough quality on the bench to properly change the game. Right? If you look at that bench, it's almost as good as the starting 11, isn't it? It's unreal.
Yeah.
So, the fact that they can bring Ousmane Dembele on, £135 million player, is just ridiculous, isn't it? But when I was doing the watch-alongs for Croatia-Iceland, I was gutted that Argentina were going through. But now watching this game, I'd rather watch Argentina-France than Nigeria-France, to be honest. Because I think if it was France-Nigeria, you'd just see domination by France. It'd be a bit boring.
Yeah, that's why I wanted Argentina to go. Well, I think I actually wanted Nigeria to go through. But as soon as it happened, I was thinking, wow, Argentina-France, bloody hell. Because you could just see France grinding it out against Nigeria, couldn't you? You could see that happening. Whereas in this game, it's like, Argentina, as bad as they are, they still have got arguably the world's best player. They've got very experienced players. They've got a lot of history and experience of big games. And France-Argentina just sounds a little bit more interesting, doesn't it? But I do feel bad for the African continent, that they had... Every team goes out. Lovely cross in there by Mbappe, and that'll be a foul. He doesn't seem to want to book any French players though. This referee, and he's given brilliant.
Someone slipped him a fiver.
Well, Di Maria's clutching his leg at the moment, so I don't think it was the tackle by Griezmann.
And also with Argentina, it's such a classic kit, isn't it? It's just such a classic.
There's nothing wrong with Di Maria there.
Yeah, they roll around, those South Americans.
Pankaj says Griezmann's almost bald. I'd never noticed that. Is he? He likes his hair. I don't think he is.
He's just shaved it, I think.
Yeah, he's just shaved it, hasn't it?
He's not going bald.
James Will says Argentina goal was offside. Sorry, I think if it was offside, James, they would have picked up on it.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I don't think
you can be offside anymore with this VAR. Not in the World Cup.
They would have checked
If a goal was offside in the World Cup, it won't be given. Let's be honest, it just won't. That VAR stops that. So,
yeah. Who scored for Argentina? Well, it was Messi's shot, but it came off their number 2. I think. I don't know who their number 2 is.
There's Mercado, yeah.
Oh right, yeah, him, Mercado.
Right, it's just a goal kick here, so I'm just going to quickly leg it and use the toilet. So I shall leave you in Sandra's hands for a moment.
No worries. It's interesting now, though, lads, isn't it? It's properly interesting. Like, this is just brilliant. As I said, Nigeria would have been nice to see him go through, or Iceland, but this game, I mean, we've got, 40 minutes, maybe? 35 minutes left of this game, and it's properly open. Anything can happen. I'd like it to see it go to penalties, to be honest. What do you guys think? Would you like to see... Who do you guys want to win? Or would you like to see it done in the full 90, or would you like to see it done in penalties? I'd love it to go to penalties. Get Lamar on. Yeah, that's the thing, Joe Hart, as well. Like, at the end of the day, like I said, the fact that France could bring on Ousmane Dembele, Lamar, Fekir, Tilly, they've got so many players they can bring on to change the game. So, nothing to panic about yet for France. But Anvesh, how you doing, bud? How you doing, man? Guys, I've got my new mic as well. I've got my new mic, so scratchy audio is done. What a miss. So I'm a little bit behind you guys, as you guys know, so I'm just about to see it. Mark's gone for a piss, so. Which is a lovely way to put it. Yeah. Mark. Oh, he's just coming back now. Yeah, I'm watching it now, lads. Coming forward. He messes it up. Oh, how has he missed that? I mean, are you back, Mark? Not yet. That is. Oh my golly gosh, that is unbelievable. Cock up there by the Argentinian defender and keeper, but how Griezmann's not put that in the back of the net, I don't know. What is that? I mean, he's done well to get back there, but awful. Yes, you make a good point, to be honest, guys. You make a good point. It probably should have been a penalty. Mark, are you back?
I'm back now, yeah.
The Argentinian defenders and goalkeeper was a bit of miscommunication, and Griezmann tried to latch onto it, but he missed it. But shouts for penalty because the Argentinian defender was holding him back. I think it probably was.
LM says, how would that be a penalty? And Dracula says defo penalty. So I haven't seen it. I'd have to watch that back. But
yeah, I think it was just.
Oh, what a goal! 2-2, and it's number 2 for France. I tell you what, he's just hit it. He's just hit it. His name is Pavard, and it just comes to him on the edge of the box, a bit like the Spanish fullback's goal, Nacho, in the game. Absolutely smashes it, and what a goal, says Electric Mars. And again, we'll have to wait and see that back. But
well, it's game on now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, you know what a game! What a game! I mean, we didn't necessarily expect to get this, and Messi's gutted on the halfway line. They would have wanted to hold on to that for a little bit longer.
What a goal! That is very similar to Nacho's, isn't it? But what a goal! What a goal!
Yeah, he cuts across it, lovely. It's not as good as Nacho's. Well, actually,
I think it's probably just as good. I need to see the replay, but I think it's probably just as good.
Lovely hit.
Cracking goal, as Dante Roa says. It was. Well, fair play to France now. They've got themselves back level. Sampoli's disappointed. Deschamps' dental condition is not okay. But yeah, brilliant goal. There you go, back 2-2. We've got about half an hour left now. What do you reckon there, Mark?
I think momentum's important in football, isn't it? And it's like Argentina had the momentum, but now France, without really having to work it, because it's they haven't really had to work it, have they? You know, that's a wonder goal. It's a bit like Di Maria's first goal. It's a goal out of nothing. So momentum goes to France again now. So we're just getting a good game, aren't we? You can't knock it.
Yeah, that was a as you say, that was a goal out of nothing. Cracking goal, wonder goal. It's got to be up there.
I'd have to see Nacho's goal again, to be honest.
I think this one's actually better.
Yeah, he cuts across it absolutely brilliantly. Hasn't got the power of Nacho's, but the spin is brilliant.
I think, well, they're both very, very good goals, but I think this one's probably a bit better.
Yeah, I think the momentum's with France. The game is feeling like the Spain versus Portugal game, says Man United. I tell you what a good comment that is, because we've, for me, Spain-Portugal was hands down the best game of the tournament so far, in a very good tournament, but it's always those close games, isn't it? And this, even if it finished 3-2, as Tom Austin says, it's an enjoyable game, and it's a great. I'm just very happy because the group stage can be nip and tuck, and we've had a really good game so far. 4 goals, only an hour gone, brilliant.
You say the momentum's with France, but Argentina have got, they're coming forward. They've got the ball, and they don't seem to be, so disheartened by that.
I'll tell you what, it's brilliant technique by Pavard. I don't like the look of the bloke for some reason, but it's...
Do you know who's he play for? Who's he play for?
I think... is it PSG?
I don't know.
No, it can't be PSG, because that's Dani Alves,
I think it's Bundesliga. I don't know. Somewhere in the Bundesliga.
Answers on a postcard. Who does Pavard play for? He plays for Stuttgart, you're right.
There you go.
Don't know anything about the guy, to be honest.
Nah, me neither. That is...
I thought they'd play Sidibe, who's the Monaco right back, but...
Well, they did in the last game, but that was a second string side last game.
Yeah.
He seems to like this Pavard.
Phil Mitchell says Messi's been quiet. Yeah, he has. But they're keeping an eye on Messi, aren't they? Subscribe if you're new. We're only 12 subscribers away from 40,500. Remember, we're doing a World Cup watch-along for every single game. We'll be live tonight, just before 7 o'clock for Uruguay, Portugal. 2 games tomorrow, 2 games Monday, 2 games Tuesday. Every single game. So subscribe, get involved. You're all very welcome. Got over 1,000 people watching, which is great. And just keep sharing the video and getting involved. He's a centre-back for Stuttgart, says Adam Wynn. That would make sense. He doesn't look like a full-back, does he? But
no.
The technique on that was brilliant.
Yeah. He's 22, apparently. Messi set up the second goal.
It was a bit of a shot, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the great thing is with half an hour to go is that even if we do get another goal, the other team will just go all out for it. So, or will they both be thinking penalties now? The thing is, extra time. Do we want extra time? Is like teams just don't go for it, do they? They get really cagey in extra time.
I think if it went to extra time, France have got fantastic ability on the bench. Argentina would get a little bit fatigued. France would bring on some fantastic players, and then they'd nick it in extra time. That's what I think. But I'd like to see it go to penalties. Giroud hold his team back. Big time wasn't good. Can you hear me, Mark?
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. I thought it cut out then. Giroud hold his team back. I like Giroud in this team because I saw a question earlier saying why is Giroud in this team if they're trying to counter attack. But let's say you're sitting back and you're pinned back. You can lump a ball forward to Giroud. He'll hold it up and then lay it off to your quick players. I quite like him.
Interesting stat just flashed up on the screen there that actually Argentina have done way more passes than France.
More possession.
Yeah. So, I mean, France are just trying to. They play in bursts, don't they? It's all quick.
Yeah.
Mbappe, this should be a goal. The keeper's crap for Argentina. That keeper is absolute rubbish. He's ruining this game. Goal for Argentina.
No, for France, sorry.
France, sorry.
No, that's. I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? And that's a testament to France's mindset. We were questioning their leadership and their winning mentality, but they've come back from 2-1 down, and fair play to them. But hopefully, Argentina can get back into the game. But,
but you know what? It's disappointing that is because it's a crap goal. Good play by Mbappe, but. This is the problem Argentina have had throughout this tournament. Their goalkeepers have just been very, very poor. And I mean, Mbappe does fantastically well, but unless I'm doing a misjustice to the keeper here, it just looks like a poor goal. It is poor.
Nah,
it is poor.
Keeper's crap.
I mean, Mbappe's done what he needs to do. He's kept it low. He's put it on target. But, come on. The keeper's got to do a lot better than that.
Yeah, straight at the keeper's feet. Yeah, like you say, he's done well there to get a bit of space, Mbappe, but it's straight at the keeper's feet. He should be doing way better than that.
Yeah, it is disappointing. It's disappointing in the context of the game, but it's terrible goalkeeping, says Ernest. Romero, where are you, says Tejas. Mbappe is world-class already. I think Baron Death's right. I think Mbappe has been the better player today. He's been absolutely fantastic. But I think France are a little bit fortuitous to be 3-2 up. A worldie gets them back in it, and then a keeping error. And from Argentina, they haven't got the players that France have got. And they'll be gutted to be 3-2 down because it's disappointing, isn't it? It's disappointing for them, but that's just the way it is.
Do you know what? Where it goes wrong there with the keeper? So we often see David De Gea save it with his feet. The keeper there, it was at his feet, but he tried to get it with his hand, and he didn't get down quick enough. If he went David De Gea style and went with his feet, it wouldn't have been a goal.
He goes with both, doesn't he? That's what he does. He goes foot and hand, and you've just got to go, like you say, with the foot, but with the foot. Aguero's coming on anyway, so Argentina do need to go for it a little bit, and it's Perez coming off, so they are going to go for it a bit more now. The thing is, though, France will be like, wow, we've gone from 2-1 down to 3-2 up. We are, our right back scored a worldie that he probably wouldn't ever do, and then the keeper's made a screw up, and we're 3-2 up. So little bit fortuitous from France, but for us, absolutely superb. My bloody TV's just changed channel for some reason. Give me 1 minute.
You know what, though? You know what, right, mate? You know what, mate? You know what, guys, though? The thing is, now with France, they're up. We've seen them like to counter-attack so far in this game. They're going to sit back. Argentina are going to try to sort of press them even more. France will be like, fair enough, you guys do that, and we'll smash you on the counter-attack with Mbappe, and we'll bring Ousmane Dembele on and hit you on the counter-attack. So I think this, obviously it massively suits France because they're winning, but now Argentina pressing forward is and they're going to leave space in behind that France can counter-attack even more than they were before.
Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, we're doing a watch along for every single game, and what a game this has been. We had 5 goals, we've only had 66 minutes. It's had everything. We've had a penalty, we've not had a red card yet. If you wanted Argentina to win this, or even if you were just enjoying the fact that it was 2-2 and it could go either way. Unfortunately, we've had a keeper clanger, but Argentina have been struggling with their keepers. Romero's been injured. Caballero's been dropped, hasn't he? He has played, and they've played this guy in goal, and he's not been good. He hasn't been good at all. But can Argentina respond? I mean, for the neutral, I'd really love to see an Argentina goal, but again, it plays into France's hands again now to sit back, doesn't it? Sit back and soak up and hit on the break.
Well, that's exactly when you were gone. That's exactly what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying. Match of the tournament, Mark and Sander. Well, it's got to be Portugal-Spain, but this has got to be very, very close to it.
I think if Argentina equalise, it will be match of the tournament because you're in the group stages, aren't you? So yeah, definitely. Yeah. But at the moment, I'd still say that Spain-Portugal was better because the fact that that goal's disappointing. Unless you want France to win, that goal's disappointing because it's just that time in the game to do that. It's so disappointing for the players, and it's soul destroying because Argentina are up against a team that's got a better setup than them. But here we go, Giroud, little slip through, Mbappe. That's a great goal. That's 4-2. That's probably game over. That is superb, brilliant. I don't like all these subs running on the pitch.
Nah.
What's that all about? I don't like all that. Ref needs to do something about this. It's like he wants to join in with them.
God.
What a goal, though. What a great goal by the break.
I haven't seen it yet, but... so that's... Well, it's now France, isn't it? It's now... I don't think Argentina can get 2 goals, let alone 3 back.
Oh, no. France have, literally turned the game around in, 10 minutes? But lovely little play by Giroud. And the pass is weighted so well. I mean, Mbappe's been brilliant, hasn't he? I mean, what's Mbappe looking like for the Golden Boot? I know he got... How many did he get in the group stage? Definitely got 1.
Mbappe's been man of the match today, by far.
It's just his pace, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. And it's a shame. It's a shame, but it's played into the hands of France absolutely perfectly that Argentina have had to go for it, which they do. And then France can hurt them on the break. So... It's not a surprise. I think a lot of people felt that France would win this, but did people really think we'd get 6 goals in it? I mean, what a game it's been. It's swung. It's gone all over the shop, hasn't it? So 4-2.
Well, now we've got 25 minutes to see what Argentina can really do. Like I said, I doubt they'll get 2 goals back, let alone 3. So I think it's game over, but we'll have to wait and see. This game has thrown up many surprises as of yet, so hopefully it can throw up a few more.
Defo. And of course, the winner of this game, looking like France, will play Uruguay or Portugal later. So, there was always that opportunity that we might see Messi versus Ronaldo in the quarterfinals. I don't think we will.
No.
But Argentina's shortcomings have really shown up in this game, haven't they? Lovely little play by Pogba here. And Giroud hits the side netting. But they're all over them at the moment. Like a fat kid on cake. They're all over them. And it's easy because they're just hitting on the break. But Argentina's problems throughout this tournament, they've got Higuain and Dybala on the bench. That's not their problem. They've got great attackers. They've got a crap goalkeeper, an average defence, and a really, really poor midfield. And that's where they've struggled. And Messi's head's dropped now, which it will do.
His head just doesn't look in it, does it? Just doesn't look into it. I think Messi will retire after this, like from international football, because he's retired before from international football, Messi, and then he came back. But I think after this performance, I just think he'll just sack it off. Sampoli will get sacked. I think so, Aubrey. I do think so, mate, because he's not been very good at all, has he, Sampoli?
We may see a red card in the next few minutes. We may see a red card. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner, we've got Uruguay, Portugal later. 2 more tomorrow. Lots going on. So get involved. Have your say. Matuidi's just had a yellow card, so he misses the next match, which he's gutted about. That's probably a good thing for France.
Yes, yeah.
That's probably a good thing for France.
So I presume Ousmane Dembele will start the next game with Mbappe. And then they'll play Nzonzi in the midfield? I don't know. They'll just play it as they have with the midfield too. And then play Ousmane Dembele, Mbappe, Griezmann and Giroud up front. Miss next game, yeah. Take Pogba off, don't want him injured. Yeah,
don't want him booked. You don't want Pogba booked. That's what you don't want, because Pogba's on a yellow card as well.
Yeah.
I think the yellow card thing is a bit of a pain though, because if Pogba, Pavard's just had a yellow card now. If Pogba got a yellow card even in the next game, he misses the semi-final. I think that yellow card thing is too long. 5 games.
Yeah.
Anyway, free kick here for Argentina. If they could get a goal back, just one goal, it'd make it a little bit interesting. Panega with the free kick. Oh, everyone going in at the front post. And France will clear it. No, they won't. They're on the break again now. It's Kante. All this pace on the break. I think they might have a 3-1 here. 3v1.
I can see it going 5-6-2, to be honest with you right now.
Yeah, it's 20 minutes to go. I mean, Argentina, you're going out of the tournament, aren't you? There's no point in, But the confidence France will take from this is huge.
Definitely.
And I think a lot of people will be saying now France are going to be favourites, but I don't want a favourite to win the World Cup anyway.
No. Well, I think, as I said, you're going to see a 5-6-2 now. And also, like you said, a red card for Argentina, because frustrations are going to be running high. They've got a few players on a yellow card, so yeah. That's what I think.
Tom Austin says Uruguay are going to beat Portugal.
I'm hoping for a Portugal win in that game, to be honest.
I think Uruguay and Portugal will be defensively better set up to deal with France. Definitely. But I said it in the first half. I mean, for me, France should be making the semi-finals at least. With the players they've got, they should be making the semi-finals. Argentina have been hitting the head on the ceiling since game 1. They're not, they're not a strong force. They crept into the tournament. I think until the last game in the qualifiers, they were looking like they may not make it. Bio 2-0. I feel sorry for France. The longer they get, they will keep some Deschamps. So yeah.
I'm going for a win, mate. I'll be back in a second.
No worries. Another substitution here. It's Meza coming on for Argentina. So no Dybala again. What a waste of a summer this has been for Dybala. Matuidi comes off. I think Deschamps is not realised he's left him too late. Tolisso comes on, who has got a yellow card as well, hanging over him. Anvesh says Portugal should batter Uruguay. Well, join me for that tonight. I'll just be live just before 7 o'clock. Can Ronaldo take Portugal to a quarter-final against France? Good play here by Pogba, really strong. Too strong. And he wins the free kick.
Back now, mate. Pogba is so strong, isn't he? So strong. He's an all-round fantastic player. Pogba. Just needs a little bit of consistency, and you'll see him smash it.
Here's Griezmann on the attack again. Yes, I think Mbappe, somebody was saying there, I think Mbappe's got 3 goals for the tournament, so he's actually only 1 behind Ronaldo and Lukaku at the moment, and 2 behind Kane, who's got 5.
Right.
So Mbappe could potentially be an outsider for the, well, not even an outsider, he could be a good shout for the Golden Boot.
Yeah, and France are going to go far in the tournament, I think, as well, so that's always going to obviously work in his favour.
Uruguay do have a very strong defence, Mark Willis, but Portugal don't concede many either. So I think tonight's going to be a tactical battle. This has been fantastic. To get 6 goals, absolutely ecstatic. What a game. And yeah, I think I was leaning towards Argentina before the game, but I did say if France come out and impress me, then I'm not going to begrudge them. And they were 2-1 down in this game. They went 1-1 at half time. 2-1 down, and they have bounced back from it, and they'll take a lot of character from that. They will do, and they are a threat. They are a threat for the tournament. Whilst they're in the tournament, they're a threat because the talent is there, and they've got such depth in talent as well. I think France's biggest turn off for me is their manager. I just don't like Deschamps, but I mean Pogba. I love Pogba. Plays for United. Mbappe is a really exciting talent. I've gone off Griezmann a little bit because of his antics before the World Cup, but I used to like Griezmann. But yeah, Deschamps just doesn't do it for me. But I still don't think France have played anyone that's going to really test them yet. Argentina, but it's good progress for France because like the group, yeah, they should have got through that. They grinded it out. Argentina, good team, not quite a great team, but a good team. Next round, they'll play a slightly better team in Portugal and Uruguay. Next round, you start playing good teams in the semi-final. So it's good. It's a good development curve for France, and they're definitely a threat for the tournament.
Yeah, to be fair, it's sort of good how the games that they've got because they've progressively got slightly better, allowing them to, as you say, grow into the tournament rather than just be playing Peru and Australia, and then bang, you've got a Brazil or something,
Yeah. John Carlos says Messi's heat map is still loading in Windows. I think it's flatlining, mate. It's so cold. There's no pulse. He's not had a lot of the ball in this game. He's been non-existent, hasn't he? If you're Team Ronaldo like I am, you could really thrive in this. But to be honest, I prefer Ronaldo to Messi, but I'm not childish, and I don't start berating Messi because I prefer Ronaldo. They're both head and shoulders the best 2 players in the world. And I feel sorry for Messi. We haven't seen him in this game. But you stick Messi in that French team, he'd be on a hat-trick. It really does just come down to the players that are around him. And I know people will say, well, it doesn't matter how good you are, you should still be able to do it. And to a certain extent, that's good, that's true. But when you're playing against 11 good players, they can deal with one world-class player quite comfortably, and they have done. Uday Ratud says, I hope Jose's watching Pogba destroying with killer forward passes. We need this free Pogba at United. He started most of forward moves of France. Yeah, but he's not free.
Yeah.
He's not free. He's playing in a midfield too with somebody who is an absolute workhorse and who is quick. I'm not convinced that that Pogba works well with Matic.
But isn't Fred that workhorse and quick?
Well, hopefully he can be. But in the context of last season, I think that was the problem.
Yeah.
I think the LOL boss says who's going to win the Golden Boot. Who is going to win the Golden Boot? That's almost as exciting about who's going to win the tournament.
I don't know who's going to win it, mate. I think Lukaku would do pretty well, as you say, Mbappe as well. But it's really wide open, isn't it? It's wide open.
Yeah, we could see a Belgium-Croatia final as much as we could see a France-Spain. I passionately want somebody to win it who's not won it before, but I'm not going to go into meltdown if we don't, because there's no reason to, isn't it? If teams deserve to get there, they deserve to get there.
Croatia are one of my teams as well, by the way. I've said this before, but I think they could really do bits. I think they could go far in this tournament. I think they've got a fantastic team, and people aren't expecting much out of them, which I think will probably work in their favour.
I think the ref has been a little bit pro-France. I just saw somebody in the live comments there. I think he has been a little bit pro-France, but that's not to take anything away from France. They've thoroughly deserved the game.
Yes, and I've said it in this stream already, but fair play to France. We questioned their mentality, but they've proven it today. They can come back from 2-1 down.
And also, You know what? For anyone who thinks England are going to win the World Cup, how confident would you be about England against this France team? Because I think that's where you've got to look at if you think England are going to win it, because they're strong at the back. France, they've got a good goalkeeper, they've got a very, very strong midfield, and I don't believe England have. And then up front, they can mix it up. You've got Giroud, who's obviously a threat in the air, and then you've got quick Mbappe. You've got intricate Griezmann.
Dembele off the bench, Fekir, Tolisso, so many players.
It'd be nice if Argentina got a goal though, just to make it a little bit exciting. But
that made the last really exciting, wasn't it? As you say.
Yeah.
I hate Martin Keown as a commentator.
Oh mate, I just mute.
I can't say what I think he is.
I haven't listened to any commentary in this World Cup at all, apart from the odd couple of games when you were doing it, and I was listening to the radio. I've listened to the radio more. I just mute. Here is Fekir anyway, coming on for Griezmann, who took a little bit of a knock from Mascherano. It's a good job Mascherano got that ball. Haid says my mum loves the top mark. Well, she's got fashion sense. That's all I can say. Maybe 15 years ago, fashion sense, but it's definitely fashion sense.
Apparently, Fekir's coming on for Griezmann. Yep.
Well, you know what? Whatever side you wanted to win, and we still got about 10 minutes left. Whatever side you wanted to win, I'm just absolutely excited about the fact that we were into this group stage and nearly in there for Aguero, and we've had a game with 6 goals in it, which is brilliant, absolutely superb. So
yes, I mean, our biggest fear, wasn't it, before the game, was that it was going to be a cagey one, but it's been anything but cagey, to be honest. 6 goals, and we're not finished yet.
See, I don't think Fekir's what United need, and I think he'll go to Liverpool. He's not quick enough for me. And people think, oh, you're just slagging him off. I think he'd be a good player for Liverpool. He's just not. I don't think he's what United need.
No, because with United, obviously we don't want to talk about United too much, but in terms of Fekir, United, Pogba's best in the midfield 3, although he has done well in a 2 today. But for me, in the midfield 3 on the left, he's the best. And that, if you play 4-3-3, that doesn't promote number 10, does it? So that promotes a striker and 2 wingers. Now, Fekir, for me, there's better wingers out there. So, yeah, I agree with you. I watched a video this morning, and I don't think we play or need a number 10.
Here's Messi. Oh, what a rubbish shot. Got himself into a one-on-one and just passed it to Lloris.
He's just been absolute. He's been awful today, isn't it? I think you said a while ago the Argentina shirt to Messi is what the invisible cloak is to Harry Potter.
Great chance. That was a great chance for Messi, and it was awful finish.
Gone missing.
CR7 Ronaldo says, "Oh my God, Messi." Yeah.
I've got a funny image of Ronaldo sitting at home laughing at that. Yes, he's got to put this away, hasn't he? He's got to, well, it's sort of, his weight is like on his right hand side, so I do understand that he's probably just tumbled over there, but he should be doing better than that.
Definitely. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, we will be doing watch-alongs for every game. So if you are watching World Cup games, get yourself on That's Football, join the community, and what a start to the knockout games. Group stage was fantastic, and we've had this game now, which really gets it going a little bit. Aguero, they're getting in Argentina here. I wish they could just get a goal to set it up, but I think they're going to run out of time. But they are getting involved.
Well,
again, Messi's shot was off his right foot, and Aguero's was off his right foot there. Free kick for Argentina.
There's going to be a bit of stoppage time, so if they can get a goal now, then you've got 7-8 minutes. Ronaldo had, well, yeah, if Ronaldo goes out and, has an absolute blinder tonight and scores a hat-trick or a couple of goals, for me, that settles the debate.
See, I don't think Argentina have got the height anyway from crosses into the box. They've got a chance to put a cross in here. They need to score it. Otherwise, it's over. But they've got that. The thing is, France have got the height as well. They've got a good. France have got the perfect mix of everything.
Yeah. Just no manager.
Yeah, the manager's the problem. I think Otamendi's saying he should have had a penalty there, but the ball was so high, and it was actually his player who knocked him over, which is hilarious. Lee just saying there, Otamendi's an angry bull. It was his own man who did it.
He's a nutter, Otamendi.
So Argentina have gone out. I did say this on what night was it that Nigeria went? And I said, look, anyone who's having a meltdown about Argentina knocking Nigeria, they're probably going out on Saturday. 3 days later. So what does it matter? What does that actually matter? Yeah, they came out of the group, but they're knocked out 3 days later. It's all about. At the end of the day, the World Cup's about winning it, isn't it?
I wasn't disappointed because I wanted Argentina to do badly. I just wanted a Nigeria or Iceland to do well. So that's where my disappointment came from.
Auf Wiedersehen, Argentina. Says das football stand. And Fekir is crap, says Man United. Mbappe's coming off. French fans are doing the Poznan. Got no idea why they're doing that, but that's the goal. That's the goal that does it. It's the goal. The third goal. It's crap keeping by the keeper, and the fourth goal kills the game. Yeah.
Yeah, that third goal just secures the momentum, doesn't it, to France? And from there on, I didn't see Argentina getting back into it at all.
I think Mbappe needs to go to Real Madrid or Barcelona, because he will be, the sort of next Thierry Henry of football. He's going to get a lot of goals.
I think he'd be bloody brilliant at Real Madrid, because they need that. They need that new sort of lease of life, that energy. I think he'd be brilliant at Real Madrid. But I think Neymar to Real Madrid is going to happen. Maybe not this summer, but maybe next summer.
Hannibal says, Mark, sit down, France are winning. Oh, right, yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. So I think, why do I need to sit down about France? Well, I'm always honest. I'll always pick a team, and I did want Argentina to win this because I don't like Deschamps. That's pretty much it. But I can't knock France for going through, and I expected them to go through. And to be honest with you, the winner for me is the game. The game has just been fantastic. If this had been a boring grind out, if France had got that penalty and that was the only goal we had, and then they just defended and Argentina weren't good enough to break them down, I would have hated that. But
yeah.
4-2, can't blame with that. We've got 6 goals. Great.
Yeah, it's been good, mate. It's been an enjoyable afternoon, definitely. As a neutral, at least.
And Spain tomorrow afternoon at 3. Xander will be hosting that, and I'll be on the audio. Is it Russia?
Yeah. That should be a good game, though. Because obviously Spain are obviously favourites for that game, but Russia are the home nation, and Russia have been one of the teams that have done very, very well despite that Uruguay result. So it may not be the sexy game, but it is definitely going to be an interesting one.
I think they're the two teams. We'll see one here in Spain. If Spain and France go out, I'm convinced we'll see a team win it who's never won it before.
Brazil.
I don't think. I think Croatia and Belgium can beat Brazil.
Croatia, definitely, I think.
But the interesting thing, and we were talking about this before you came on, I don't think people have realised, because somebody was saying, it's going to be a Brazil-France final. It's not. It can't be a Brazil-France final because they're on the same side. So just for people to know, France to win the World Cup is going to be very difficult. They've got Portugal or Uruguay next. Then they're going to play either Belgium, Japan, Brazil or Mexico in the semi-final. And then the final, it would be the other side of the group, which is, well, maybe England, but certainly Spain, Croatia, maybe Colombia. So it's going to be a tough route for France to do it. And in the semi-final, if France beat Portugal or Uruguay, I'd be pretty confident they're going to be playing Brazil or Belgium. I mean, Belgium-France would be a bloody good game, wouldn't it? The two best squads in the tournament. with the two worst managers. I think
Yes.
Martinez is a plonker as well.
Well, other than winning the FA Cup with Wigan, he's done nothing, has he?
No. I think he plays a better style of football though, Martinez.
Yes.
So France winning it is going to, if they do win it, they're going to deserve it because they're going to have to play very good teams all the way through.
They're going to have to Real Madrid their way to the Champions League final.
Yeah.
No, because they played Juve, PSG, Bayern Munich. They're going to have to do a similar thing.
And anybody who's got French players in their club team, like we've got Pogba, I mean, if they go all the way, that's the positive, isn't it? It's that, experience and, performance against big teams.
Yeah, but then for your club, it's probably not as good because they don't get
we got a goal! We've got a goal for Aguero with 2 minutes to go. Lovely cross by Messi. There isn't going to be time, but what a get! I mean, 7 goals. You can't knock that. You can't knock it.
Proper game. But yeah, as I was saying, if your club, if you've got players in this French national team or whatever team that goes far for your club, then obviously they're not going to get much of a rest, are they, before the season starts in pre-season?
I tell you what, though, it was a bloody good goal. That was lovely cross by Messi, to be fair, and the header by Aguero was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I'm just watching it now. Yeah, that was quality. That to pick Aguero out from there by Messi was quality, wasn't it?
So a bit of a fight now at the end.
Well, can Argentina get one back?
Giroud just blasted the ball at Pogba's head.
Otamendi.
Giroud, that would be bad. That would be bad.
Did you see Batshuayi the other day with when he blasted it against the post and just smacked him straight back in the face?
Yeah.
That's a bad tackle on Pogba, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's Otamendi who comes in afterwards and just blasts the ball at his head, which is at his back.
He's a twat. It was a bad tackle, though, the initial challenge. Giroud's got a yellow card. Does that mean, is he...
No, he wasn't one of the ones, no.
They've got to be careful here, though, that they don't get a bit lippy and one of the French players get a yellow card.
It's a little bit stupid from Argentina, though, because the 4 minutes are up now.
Yeah, but they'll add a little bit on. Yeah, mate. Honestly, that's a red card for me. That challenge on Pogba, 2 foot in the air, he's out of control, right? Scissor action as well. Red card for me.
Well, there's no time left here, so I think Messi stood on the halfway line knowing it, but...
Keep the ball.
Well, Argentina have got it. The ref's probably going to give a minute. He's got to blast this. Little bit of time. Messi. Cross into the box. Wide. Just hit it. Oh, it was a chance. It was a bit of a chance. And I think that's the end of the chance. And he's blown it. It's 4-3. Well, what a game. What a game of football, to be fair. What a game. And France go through 4-3. Argentina go out. Brilliant. Absolutely. What best game ever, says Lily. I think we've had the game. Well, actually, you know what? I still think Spain-Portugal, because this game was over at 4-2. But
yeah,
what a game. 4-3, 7 goals. And give us your thoughts, Xander, and everybody else. I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
I just think, as you say, mate, it's wonderful to get a round of 16 game that's not been cagey. I think Argentina, once it went back to 2-2, I think the momentum was then with France, and I think Argentina was sort of got their heads down at that point, and then obviously 3-2, it was game over for me. But for me, man of the match, Mbappe. I mean, get in the comments who was your man of the match. Something we can talk about as well. Mbappe, for me, showed fantastic ability to beat a man. His pace is tremendous. So yeah, he smashed it today. Pogba played well as well. But sad to see Argentina go through and go home and France progress.
I think Argentina were hitting the ceiling, as I've said many times. You know, even getting out of the group, even getting to this World Cup, they defied the logic a lot of times. They did well in this game, but they would have been screwed in the quarterfinals. They lost Banega and Mascherano, and their midfield shit anyway. So they were whoever had got, if Argentina had got through, Portugal or Uruguay would have been rubbing their hands together. So, but France did show character, like Xander says. They've come back into it, and the keeper for Argentina's crying, and at 2-2, he was the one, really. That was a terrible mistake that put France back ahead. Then they could hit them on the break. So join us at 7 o'clock for Portugal versus Uruguay. Ronaldo's chance. Messi goes home. Another World Cup failure. Another big question mark over Messi. Maybe that man hugging Di Maria, Dybala, will now be given an opportunity. I think it's time for Argentina to turn a page, really. But as Snap says, I think Argentina were lucky to get this far. They certainly think they were. And Messi looks absolutely gutted. Rojo and Pogba having a bit of a cuddle there. But it's difficult for Messi. And I prefer Ronaldo in that debate, I do. But I do feel sorry for Messi because I just think he hasn't got the players around him. There's just something missing with Argentina these days. And that squad that France have got, even with a crap manager, they've just got so much talent. So much talent.
Indeed, man. Off the bench as well, that's the thing. Starting, there's a fantastic team. But if it's all going wrong, and let's say it did go to extra time, they've got enough quality to bring fresh legs on with fantastic talent as well. So they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, mate. But as you said, they're going to have to play some tough teams to get to the final. So it's exciting, isn't it? It's exciting stuff.
I'll tell you what, though. It's hilarious. There's hardly any bloody French fans there.
Yeah, last game as well, mate.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah. In the Peru game, they had hardly any fans there. It was like a Peru home game because I don't know what it is. Whether it's their style of play, France, or they're just not that the French fans aren't actually that into it. I don't know, but it's shocking, isn't it? It's shocking.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for coming on, Xander.
Always a pleasure, mate. Cheers for having me on, mate.
No worries. I'll speak to you in a bit. And also, thanks to everybody else for tuning in. Of course, we can't do these shows without you. Absolute classic. We've all sat and watched there. Pogba was perfect today, says Martino the Great. Young Lord says the guy got 2 assists and you still hate him. I don't know who he's talking about. Messi. I thought Messi did okay, but he's better. He's even better than that, isn't he? I just feel sorry for him. And Suarez is going to get sent home tonight, says Gungshi. Well, you can join us live just before 7 o'clock tonight with Portugal versus Uruguay. Ronaldo, is he going to follow Messi out of this World Cup, this fantastic World Cup? Remember, subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. The live stream is already open for Portugal-Uruguay. If you want to get on the live chat, that's already open, but we'll go live just before 7. Thanks for watching, and what a game. I'm just so happy that the World Cup is continuing into the knockout stage like it did in the group stage, because it could be cagey, and we got a great game. Speak to you all soon.